This time on Roadkill, the Roadkill lives again! At least for the next 30 seconds or so.
I can't see that.
Ah, the Rotson. This is our 1971 Datsun 240Z that is Roadkill's favorite turbocharged rust bucket. For the past 5 years or so, we've had a love-hate relationship with the car. Finnegan loves it, and I hate it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's awesome and everything, but it is also so hacked and so rusty. But my biggest gripe is that it never fails to fail us. Every time I get excited about it, it breaks my heart. The first time was in episode 25 when the V6 Chevy-powered 240Z was our pick to win our shootout, but it broke on us. And then we added a Junkyard turbo and got kicked off an autocross due to an excessive amount of smoke because of an oiling problem with the turbocharger. And then we thrashed it against a brand new Subaru in a shootout until it overheated on the way to the final event. But then we rescued it, and it let us down again at Willow Springs International Raceway, where we were going to race it against the Jaguar with Randy Topes.
Oh, that's bad.
But instead of giving up on her, we decided to fix the engine, add a cage, and race it at the 24 Hours of Lemons. Everything was going great, except for a whole slew of problems like the wastegates falling off, electrical issues, the transmission breaking, and eventually the engine completely seizing up. So finally, we retired that Chevy V6 and replaced it with a Ford 5.0 V8 from a Fox Body Mustang. It was like a new car again, with more power and a beautifully obnoxious hater pipe and turbos sticking out of the engine bay. And all was great until we tried to drag race it against the Crusher Impala, and the rear end thought all of our new power was pure evil and spit the axle shafts into oblivion. Now, after years of letting us down and years of neglect, we're giving the Rotson yet another chance to crush our dreams and break our bankroll.
It's been 2 years since I paid any attention to this thing whatsoever.
I'm so excited to be here. This thing's a legend. Look at it. It sucks so bad. It makes me so happy.
Forgotten how great this part of it is, though.
Yeah, oh, this is magic. But none of it looks like
this part.
Yeah, none of it looks like it functions. Like I see a wire harness, a differential, half a transmission, and nothing's plumbed anymore.
Yeah.
This was a running, driving car when I broke something in the back end of it at the drag strip 2 years ago.
And after that, like, Lucky took it apart for us, and I thought the transmission was broken, but it wasn't, and it was the rear end, and it hasn't... Oh, after that, it went to the SEMA show.
That's right. People stored their backpacks inside of it.
Right.
I genuinely don't know where to start because we're about to work with all new parts that we've never installed. Like, we're going to take out the T5 and put a 6-speed. We've got some eBay parts for a rear differential that we've never installed, and I don't know if it even runs. We just start here and work our way backwards with getting a trans in it and then getting a diff. And
Okay, so trans swap first thing.
Sure.
Okay, let's put it in the air.
There's no good place to go except the floor, which is rusty, and I think this is the part where we lift the car up and cave the floor in. Whoa, it's bouncing the back off. It seems much safer.
Wow. As I gaze at the soft underbelly of the Rotson, I am reminded precisely how horrible this car truly is. I can't even believe we had anything to weld to when they put the roll cage in here. The rust over here on this frame rail is epic, and the patchwork of sheet metal and garbage, pretty bad. But we're gonna make it faster anyway. It looks like we're gonna have to start by removing the stock T5 transmission bell housing. That's what we've always had in this thing. A T5 is fragile like glass. It cannot handle this kind of power. We're gonna be installing a T56, which will take a different bell housing and clutch, but I think we're also gonna have to make some clearance here in the tunnel, so that's gonna be more hacking work. And I am freaking out about what we're gonna do for a transmission cross member because there's like nothing to attach to under here, so that'll be a thing. And then back in the back, I am reminded that there is currently no differential in this car at all. And so we're gonna have to fix that. We're also gonna eliminate these half shafts that have that funky bolt together adapter onto the center diff. And that is what we were welding together at Tucson Dragway the last time we had this thing out when we were drag racing against the Crusher. I guess that's gonna be eliminated. So I think our starting point is just start taking the bell housing apart and then try and bolt on the new one and figure out our clearance for our T56.
T5 bell housing gone.
Okay. This is the mid plate for the new bell housing.
It is once again time to put very shiny parts on our rusty old car. This flywheel and our transmission kit came from Silver Sport Transmissions, a company that specializes in adapting 5 and 6-speed manual gearboxes to any old car. Now, they don't have a kit specifically for our rusty old Datsun 240Z, but they have enough universal parts that we're gonna be able to take our old T5 manual gearbox out and put a Tremec Magnum T56 6-speed in there. It's gonna be awesome.
Then, that doesn't feel great.
Oh, no.
There we go, that feels great. Ooh, that feels awesome. Oh, that's really good.
Do you need a moment alone with the billet flywheel? I'm gonna go call my wife now. So this is a Tremec T56 Magnum 6-speed gearbox. Awesome trans, you'll find it in a lot of late model cars. You'll also find it retrofitted in a whole bunch of older muscle cars by companies just like Silver Sport Transmissions. They're modular, you're gonna have 6 speeds. 4th is 1-to-1, 5th is overdrive, which in this trans is 0.80 to 1, and 6th is double overdrive, which is 0.63 to 1. This trans will give us the ability to run tiny tires on an import car, all the gear we want, and still cruise down the highway comfortably. And more importantly, the shift mounting point is way back here. So our shifter is no longer gonna be under our dashboard like it was with that T5. That's probably my favorite part about this whole deal, is no longer pushing up to go into first gear. We'll actually be able to push forward like a normal car.
So the next thing we really should do is mock up the bell housing in the car and use a dial indicator to check the concentricity of the center line of the engine's crankshaft with the hole in the back of the bell housing so that the clutch and the transmission, everything's perfectly aligned with the engine. But guess what's not gonna happen? That. Because we don't have offset dowel pins in order to adjust it when it's bad anyway. So we're gonna roadkill it and just slam it together. It's the wrong thing to do. If it's not perfectly aligned, you can run into problems with being able to bang shift the thing. So we'll see what happens. But right now, we're just gonna slam it together with this clutch, which, by the way, Silver Sport uses a flywheel with a Chevy pattern on it, just to simplify installation, so they only have to stock Chevy-type clutches. So here I am, installing the Chevy clutch on the small block Ford in the Datsun. We wanted to heave the transmission up in here just to see if it was gonna clear the floor pans and tunnel and all that stuff, and we hadn't even messed with the throwout bearing yet. As of this moment, the transmission's fitting so well, we actually started to work out the throwout bearing, and we're getting it up in there until we realize that this doohickey on the trans case is hitting this bulge in the body of the car. And because we don't want to damage the pristine sheet metal on the Datsun, we're gonna go ahead and just hack this thing right off the case of the transmission to make clearance.
Fixed.
There we go, we're good.
Okay, hurry.
No, just let go, you're fine.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
We have broke nearly everything in the drivetrain of the Datsun over the years. We broke our T5 transmission twice. We broke our rear differential. We broke the half shafts. I mean, we've destroyed everything thanks to our Ford Power Stroke diesel turbo power plant. And once again, we're gonna go with spend way too much money on parts the car doesn't deserve, and we're gonna throw $1,200 worth of eBay stuff on a pallet at the rear suspension and drivetrain. And then we're gonna go throw another $3,000 worth of polished and powder-coated billet parts to make this fit that rusty car. What you're looking at is the complete rear suspension and differential and brake systems from a 1990 to 1996 Nissan 300ZX twin-turbo car. What does that mean? It means we now have a larger differential. This is an R230. This is bigger than a Ford 9-inch ring gear. We're gonna get 369 gearing, a viscous limited slip, 28 spline axles and CV joints, 5-lug conversion, which is gonna give us way more options for wheels and tires on the back of the car now. And all of that billet goodness is going to make this fit that car and ultimately be just that much more reliable than it used to. Oh. R200, this was the one we got off eBay out of a Subaru WRX STI. 8-inch ring gear, really not bad, limited slip. That's a pretty good diff that bolts right into a Datsun 240. This is an R230, which has a 905 ring gear, bigger than a 9-inch out of a Ford. 28 spline axles, bigger diameter, and less likely to twist in half like that one did. If you look here, this side, look, it turns, it's great. This side,
Not so much.
yeah, not so much. So yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen with this. I have better faith in it. Here's a list of everything we're about to replace. All of this stuff's going away. The only thing we're keeping from back here are the stock lower control arms. We're gonna get rid of our struts, our disc brakes, the half shaft, all that's coming out just as soon as I get this ridiculously long bolt out of the control arm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an adapter to go from the slide hammer to this bolt, so then I can just sit here and tap it out. Now, put it together. Working. I will not be beaten.
Go.
All right.
There you go.
Wow.
Ta-da! It's become official now. We're about ready to have 300ZX parts in the rots, and we've got the aftermarket mustache bar attached to the diff, and now we're ready to load it all up into the vehicle.
It's hitting something on the floor right there. Yeah, it's hitting the floor of the car.
Yeah, it is. We're running into a bunch of problems making this thing fit. We're not sure why just yet, but it looks like the diff is hitting the floor of the car before the bracket's going all the way up, and then there's also these drop-down brackets that need to fit on either side of the diff and mount to the control arms, and it's not fitting in between those, so we're in the fiddling stage right now. Oh, I just cut a brake line. Yep. Oh, what a pain. It's gonna leak forever. Nothing like adding work time. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the notch in this cross member right here, taking about half of it out, both fore and aft and up and down, to try and make room for this differential.
Love welding right next to a fuel cell. Oh yeah. This is the half shaft out of the, I think, driver's side rear of the car. And we're rebuilding it with the stock 300ZX CV joints, outer and inner, but with brand new, shorter, custom shafts right there. And how dumb is this? We're almost ready to put it all together, and we can't finish the job because the stupid rubber boot doesn't fit over the housing of the CV shaft properly. The way these work is it's a lot of grease and ball bearings and races and stuff in there, and if you get any grit, any dirt in there, the whole thing locks up and destroys itself. So you really need the boot to stay on there. This is stopping everything we want to do today. This is the front control arm mounting point. Goes right there, right? Except the flange, the front of our brand new R230 differential, hits it. It will not go on there. We can't mount our control arms, so I'm just gonna borrow some stuff from Hot Rod Garage. This is the drive shaft of one of their project cars. They left it laying around. Clearly they don't need it, so I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna weld their drive shaft into our cross member so that our drive shaft has room to be awesome. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Lucky. And that is how you use Hot Rod Garage parts to fix a Roadkill project car.
Remember how we were working really hard last night on the CV joints? Well, we finally gave up on that because the CV boots that we had were completely wrong. So Mike called the guys that have the company that make this whole rear suspension deal, and they're gonna send us some complete axle shafts and everything. So in the morning, we'll be able to put that together, and that is gonna be hanging us up from completely installing all this. But once I clear out that bushing so that I can get the bolt through there, we are going to be hanging the spindle right here, And then those 300ZX brakes are supposed to go on this. And then, of course, the new coilovers. And then the rear suspension is done. But we also figured out that the entire back half of the car needs to be replumbed for brakes because the calipers aren't going to work with the hoses that we've got or the hard lines that we got. So just keeps adding up, more and more stuff. Okay, there you go.
Like everything on this car, the differential is halfway mounted, the transmission's halfway mounted. They kind of need to be all the way mounted by tomorrow when our drive shaft shows up. And right now, I'm gonna have to fabricate a transmission cross member because obviously there's no kit to put a Ford 5-liter Shermec T56 into a rusty car. So probably bolting this straight to rust.
Oh, it's only going to the rusty floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving you not one fender washer, but another fender washer
To put on the top.
to sandwich the rusty sheet metal.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I care.
Today's the day it all comes together?
Yeah, this is our last day. We're out of time.
Oh, so it has to.
It has to. So let's recap here. All of the stuff we're doing is to make the car more reliable. It's currently broken, right? Here's our original setup. Now, mind you, this is an upgrade from stock 240Z stuff. I don't remember when we did this, but we converted our stock 240 stuff to aftermarket half shafts here. Now, these are 25 millimeters, which is hard for me to say because I don't speak Euro, which is weird. And you'll notice the stub axle, which should be in the differential, is broke off in here. Okay, so that's no good. We're getting rid of that. Never mind the fact that there's 2 adapters on each end here to convert all this stuff to CV, because the factory stuff is U-joints, and all these bolts fall apart.
All the time.
We never could keep them together. All right, so then we call up Tech Toys Tuning. They say get 300ZX turbo car stuff from a 90 to 96 Nissan car. We do that. So this is a stock 300ZX half shaft, which is too long for our application in the 240Z. The track width is too long.
Oh, okay.
So Tech Toys Tuning sent us shafts, which are shorter and stronger, but while we were assembling it, like Dave was pointing out, we found out our boot would not fit over the CV housing. And yeah, it's just a boot. We could probably hose clamp it on there, but if it comes loose and dirt gets in the balls, it will legit lock up the back end of the car.
Dirt in the balls, bad.
Yeah.
He spent like an hour on the phone yesterday trying to find the right boot.
Yeah, 30-year-old import car, nobody has the boots near us, not within 350 miles. So the dudes at Tech Toys overnighted us complete 300ZX aftermarket shortened shafts with the boots already installed, ready to go in the car. And we also got our new drive shaft this morning.
Yep.
So we're ready to reassemble the back end of the car and find out, does the motor run?
It's all gonna come together now in minutes.
Yeah.
Ready?
I hope I said all that right. I think I did.
It sounded like you did.
And the adventure continues. Our aftermarket axles, the ones we had overnighted to replace the other aftermarket axles that had a CV boot issue that wouldn't work, they're both too long. And although this looks like it's together, we can't actually put the hub on and the brake on because the CV is sticking through the face of the spindle. So now, this all has to come back apart again, but at least we have a solution. The driver's side, which is the shorter side of this deal, that'll get swapped to the passenger side. The passenger side axle will come back out. I will disassemble it and use our original aftermarket axles, which are shorter, to rebuild it. And I'll put that in here, and then with any luck, maybe by the end of the day, we'll have brakes on this and maybe even back tires. I think we're supposed to be at a track tomorrow. That's probably not gonna happen. At this point, I'll just settle to do a burnout, even if it's right here on the lift. I don't care anymore. I just want to hear the car run.
Bam.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh? There's no uh-oh. Still too long? If this doesn't fit, can we just pretend this was all a joke and go home?
You know what we did pre-Roadkill with the Crusher Camaro? We had a center blocker and a rear end and couldn't get an axle to go in. We changed the chunk at West Tech.
Yeah?
And I cut the end of the axle off.
Yeah, you did. There isn't enough spline depth on this. When this thing is fully installed, it uses 100% of the spline.
But this end might be...
What he's trying to say is this axle is also too long. That's the punchline. Yeah. Yes.
I'll cut and sleep, son of a It'll be just like old days, because we did that on the Rotson before. I will cut the axle in the middle. I will sleeve it. I will wet weld it.
We've done it before.
I will say nice things about it as I'm doing it. Just want to drive out of the shop. Okay, not even out of the shop. Burnout on the lift. Burnout on the lift. That's all I need in my life right now to make this worthwhile. I'm not even mad. It's a good car.
Just to be clear, we have 6 different axle shafts here, and they're all wrong. It's killing me.
We spent the night crying and laughing at this ridiculous problem with all of these axles we're trying to make fit. It is just a mess of custom and aftermarket parts. But we found a guy on social media who probably had a mix of stuff that was gonna solve our problem. So we headed down south on a short road trip to check it out.
Well, I brought everything I think we need to disassemble it. And I don't think it's fully assembled anyway, so we should be able to get back, I'm thinking, in 3 or 4 hours.
What exactly do we need?
So the control arms we have are stock, because when we ordered the kit, they were out of their control arms. Well, their control arms are adjustable up to 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches, so you can increase the track width, which is what we need with our axles. Our axles are too long.
Yeah.
Put the longer arms on, that'll space the upright out, then we should be good. No more shortening and resplining axles. Like, we should be in good shape with this, hopefully.
Man, this is nice. We're in Palos Verdes, California. We had a sweet drive up here in my old 67 C10, and we're visiting Joe, who's a Roadkill fan. He's been to a bunch of our events, and he's got a 71 240Z with the same aftermarket rear suspension. And Finnegan scienced out that the lower control arms have adjustable heims on them so that we can spread it out, which will solve our problem with having too long of an axle. So this is gonna be great. We're gonna gut this guy's car and leave him with a shell that won't roll anymore. Perfect Roadkill. What all are we taking here?
Just these control arms, unless you needed something more.
All we gotta do is unbolt the inside.
And drop the coilover.
Yeah, unbolt the strut.
And pull the brake line, and you guys are set.
Yeah.
Coilover's off?
Yeah. The plan here is to take out the coilover from the top, the control arm from the bottom, disconnect the brake line, and take the whole thing as a unit back to our shop so that we can use our cool slide hammer attachment to get the lower pivot out.
Done.
This feels good.
That guy was cool.
Can't believe you let us strip his car.
What we're looking for is the aftermarket control arm being not shorter than the stock one. It needs to be longer. It's currently 1/8 shorter. So the heim joints have to be threaded
Okay, wait a minute.
a lot. Oh, dude.
Okay.
I can't even see the end of that heim.
That's not going to work. I think you have a 1/4 inch of heim sticking in that bung, and unless there's some super extendo 3-inch long heims out there that I'm not aware of.
The tubular control arm is shorter than the stock control arm, not longer, and there's not enough adjustment in these heim joints in order to make it the 2 inches longer that it needs to be. Dear Joe, thank you for being a Roadkill fan and allowing us to disassemble your car. We appreciate you, but it did no good.
Let's just light everything on fire. Yeah, they're shorter. They're not longer. They're shorter, dude.
That is the story of our last 3 to 4 days. Debacle. We had 3 sets of axles that were the wrong length, so we can't get the rear suspension together. Then we did the Hail Mary with that guy Joe, who was super cool, and we gutted his car right in his driveway, got back here, and poof, like that, realized that the control arms were completely wrong, also not the solution. So right now, it's Friday at like 6 p.m. there is nothing we can do to get the rear axle solved. Next week, we're gonna have to find a way to get some axles made or something. We've got like 3 different schemes in place with different people to figure out how to fix it. So what we're gonna do now is actually drop the car down and start worrying about other things. I've wired up the fuel system, I've wired up the transmission reverse lockout doohickey, and now we gotta deal with the clutch hydraulics, which I'm gonna do upstairs, and the shifter and some other stuff. So here we go, dropping the car down and finally moving on from the stupid IRS that I never wanna touch again as long as I live.
This will be a piece of sheet metal that covers the gaping hole that was in the transmission tunnel left over from, I don't know, the previous 2 transmissions that used to be there. I'm gonna cut a nifty little hole right there. Then I'm gonna cut it out of sheet metal here. Shifter will come through. I'll high five Freiburger. He'll probably cry because something's actually getting done. Yeah! Happy days are here again.
So I think it's ready to fire up.
This is the part where we make noise?
Uh-huh. There we go! It's working! Okay, it works.
It's just like I remembered it. So crappy, I love it.
All right, that's a victory. We've gone as far as we can go. So we now have to take a week off and go shoot other shows and things like that. And then we gotta come back and get this thing running in time to drive it to the SEMA show in Las Vegas.
And we'll have axles by then.
All that stuff.
Correct ones.
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? I feel much more relaxed now. You know why? It's 2 weeks later. And in the interim 2 weeks, there's been all sorts of relaxing things going on. Like, we shot a whole episode of Roadkill Garage, a whole episode of Faster with Finnegan, a whole episode of Junkyard Gold, and 4 episodes of Engine Masters. And now we're back here with the Rotson. You know how many axles we ended up going through in order to find the right ones for the independent rear suspension? 9! Yes, 9 axles was the key number. And because we were out doing other things, we had Lucky bolt them in for us. He also made the brakes work, had to grind down the caliper here to make it work with the wheel, put on a little wheel spacer. This is all good to go. So finally, Finnegan and I can move on into doing the other things that this turd needs in order for us to hit the road. It needs like a passenger seat, and we gotta figure out why that turbo is smoking so bad. We got a real oiling problem there of some kind. And then once we get it fixed, we're hitting the road to the SEMA show. And we might even make it there, but I doubt it. This thing is a turd. It really is. We gotta figure out why this thing is huffing so much smoke, and Finn wants to make a new exhaust pipe for it, because this one just blasts the windshield. Blast the windshield on my side, though. You're good with that.
When we're going $160 allegedly on the highway.
We?
Today. You and me.
You.
Like Thelma and Louise.
Oh no, this is your.
We can't have
your
oil,
deal.
you know, in our peripherals.
Yeah. I wonder if you've got the drain on the pressure and the pressure on the drain.
That's possible. The only way to know is to take the lines off, pull the plate off, and then look and see which hole is bigger, because the bigger hole will be the return.
Right.
And I don't remember which is which when I made that thing, and that was 4 years ago.
11/16.
I'll fix the exhaust if you fix that. So let's talk about the history of the hater pipe on the Rotson, right? When we first built this car, the turbo was mounted much lower in the car, right? And it had the very first hater pipe with a tractor flapper valve on it. And it came up out of the hood right around here, and it was kind of low profile. And then when our headers fell apart because they were built out of really cheap thin wall tubing, we moved everything up here, and we built hater pipe number 2 that came up straight and was taller and had a flapper right about here. And then Freiburger, I think you took this motor to Engine Masters.
Correct.
And it was lighting the roof of this
cell on fire.
It was lighting the dyno cell on fire. So at West Tech Performance, this got cut up and moved kind of sideways, and it's just been sitting here kind of like this ever since. And neither one of us are in love with how it looks. But right now, because of the oiling problem with the turbo, it's throwing oil all over the windshield. So if we can fix the oiling, great, but it still looks weird. So I'm thinking we should cut it and at least straighten it up and put another flapper on it.
Yeah, it needs a flapper. But here's breaking news. We have it plumbed correctly.
It's not like us. Okay, so then our problem then is the oil drain line needs to go back down to the pan. Right now it's going to the valve cover, and it is going through a scavenge pump that's pumping the oil, but it's still way too high. So I think we're gonna have to weld a fitting into the oil pan, run the hose down there. Gravity should do its job, hopefully less smoke. Hater Pipe 2019, done. I don't know why this makes me so happy. It's gonna obstruct my vision. It's gonna be loud. People are gonna stare. Oh yeah, that's why I like it. People are gonna stare.
Oh, we're screwed. I can't move it back because of the bell housing. I can't move it down because of that.
Oh no. This is the oil drain for our turbo. This needs to go to our oil pan. But we can't get the oil pan out of the car, so our options here are limited. We can't weld our fitting in there like we wanted to. So now we're gonna use, it's not quite a bulkhead fitting, but we're gonna make it a bulkhead fitting. We're gonna drill a hole, we're gonna shove the fitting in there, put a nut that only sort of fits the backside of the fitting on the inside, and then silicone everything. A lot. And I'm sure it won't fall apart for the duration of this road trip.
All right, we're done. Now we have to move on to throwing a seat in the car. Oh, and figuring out if that even fixed the oil leak turbo smoking thing.
Ready?
Sure.
Nothing happens with the key.
You forgot how to start it? Up top, on the roll cage.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's a race car now.
He forgot how to start it.
That was my fault. We have oil pressure.
It's fixed!
Hey, look at that.
Oh, ignore that part.
I think it's good enough for who it's for.
We're all good except for the actual wet oil coming up out of the pipe.
I'm sure that's residual.
Residual.
And it'll be much higher than it was before. That'll land on the Prius behind us. I'm cool.
I'm good. So
Okay.
I think all we have left to do is throw the passenger seat in this thing and, you know, give it a quick detail, you know, before the SEMA show. Then we're out of here. Let's see. Ooh, headlights might work. I see something going on. Here we go.
Doing it.
Bronson lives.
New trans, new rear end, new clutch.
Not smoking yet. Man, this thing drives good.
That's good too.
Too bad it's utter trash.
I think we get there by midnight. We valet park this thing like G's. Roll in, bet it all on black.
I smell a lot of burning.
We got a lot of oil up there.
What's that grinding? Now you got me worried about that rear wheel falling off.
Who put it back on?
I put the wheel back on, but remember the whole clip thing?
What clip? Oh. Oh. You convinced me it was fine.
That was before we were driving it.
Oh.
I assumed we'd never leave the shop.
Oh. Whoops. Well, we're really not going very fast, so if it falls off, we'll be fine.
Yeah. If it fails to fail, will it still be the Rotson?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see through the roof right now.
I can too. Here and here and here. Over there. Right there. Yeah.
This car is still totally offensive. I think that's what I love about it.
It just died?
Yeah. Well, at least we got a shoulder.
Wow. Yep. The Rotson is great again. Oh, except for the dying on the freeway part. David Freiburger here, coming to you from the side of the freeway where the Rotson has failed once again. Mike Finnegan, what's going on in this situation?
Well, I'm having the time of my life, David, because as you know, the shoulder of the highway is where I like to spend all of my time.
So that's a wrap on the Rotson once again, failing us in royal form. We gotta get a battery. You know, the very first time that the Rotson ever failed on us, the battery fell over into the header and stopped our day.
Yeah.
So we built this battery hold down bracket that's currently in our way.
It is. Now the question is, did the battery fail or do we not have a charging system?
I'd say both.
Yeah, we got no charging system.
Okay.
This will get us off the highway at least, though. Okay, it says cut, but it won't cut. These are the world's worst crimpers, and yet I'm going to use them to fix our charging problem. Battery's dead because the alternator's not charging it. And the alternator's not charging it because we had a little tiny wire that excites this thing, and it was broken in half. And I'm going to fix it with this wire that's the wrong color and the wrong size. If I could just find something to cut it. Oh, wait, here we go. All right, so I'll use the pliers to cut the wire, and then I'll use the wire cutters not to cut the wire. That's not even a good stripper either. All right, if you see these, just throw them. They're useless. Oh, but these won't crimp. I need those back. Damn. Okay, go for it.
We might have another oiling problem.
Well, stop. Keep doing it. You might not have the pump on.
I wonder if that somehow powers the pump.
That's my guess. The odd thing is that's not showing any voltage, but when I disconnect it, we get oil out of the exhaust, as if that's powering the scavenge pump or something somehow.
That is weird.
Yeah.
The whole problem was the wire was not going to anything. So there was no voltage to excite the alternator. But I think if you start it up now, I think we're gonna see 13 volts right here. Going up. Go ahead and rev it. All right. The battery's really dead. It needs to charge, but it was climbing as you revved it.
Okay.
It's fixed. Barstow, baby, Barstow.
Woo-ha! What happens in Barstow stays in Barstow. It's a beautiful morning in the glamorous garden spot of Barstow, California. And while the Rotson hasn't exactly failed yet, we do have a turd in the punch bowl. So when you accelerate even a little bit, it makes a hideous noise. It feels like a drive shaft hitting the underside of the floorboards, but in a really horrible way. But the thing is, it's got that independent rear suspension where the drive shaft and the pinion shouldn't move. But is it? We're about to find out.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what all the noise is, but it definitely sounds rotational. And it sounds like every time we accelerate and the car squats, something's hitting the drive shaft. And it might be this bracket that's swinging above it. I don't see a lot of witness marks, but I'm gonna take it out anyway. Nothing else, it's extra weight and we don't need it. Uh-huh, right there. I think that was the noise. See the shiny part? I think that little part was what was hitting. Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Fixed?
Fixed.
Good. Nice work. No, 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 no! I have no door latch.
Oh, just making a U-turn.
You may find this hard to believe, but we just randomly turned off into the desert, and this is Las Vegas Boulevard.
This goes all the way to the Strip,
This goes all the way there.
and it parallels dirt and desert.
Well, that's prison right there.
All right, we're not gonna stop here.
But after prison, yes.
So we're nearly to Vegas. The car still runs, and we haven't done a burnout yet.
More importantly, the Rotzen hasn't failed yet. So we need to give it its best opportunity to fail.
Agreed. Let's go find some desert to play in.
Ooh, our natural habitat.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be bottoming out.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That was Rotzen levels of violence. That was pretty good.
It works!
And you know what? It's still rolling. Maybe it'll get us all the way to the SEMA show.
It works!
Let's go.
Vegas!
Vegas, baby. You're so money, you don't even know your money.
Oh, dude, you're like this big bear with these claws, and you got these claws, and you don't know what to do with them. We're 4 miles from the convention center, 4 miles from SEMA, and
Ooh.
it's 235 degrees. What do you think? Keep going?
I thought it was gonna fail to fail.
Oh, it's gonna fail, but the question is, does it fail here on the Strip, or does it fail at the convention center where all the cool cars are?
I can't believe the water's still in it right now.
Technically, we've won. We've made it here, but we're still 4 miles from SEMA in the convention center, and we are now actually overheating. That's 236 degrees and climbing. There's a lot of holes in this car that coolant could go through when this thing finally pops.
I got news, that's 240.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I feel the heat through the floor now.
Yeah, I smell it. I almost don't want to pull next to the curb, dude. If it pops near a pedestrian, we're in trouble.
I know, we gotta get in a lot or something. Let's just pull in here. The Rotzen failed.
And technically we made it.
We did make it.
I could smell the corn dogs at that convention center from here.
Oh yeah, it's literally right there.
We're in Vegas. There's a
Yeah,
Ferris wheel.
we got Vegas, we got the Strip, we got the whole thing. We did not make it to the SEMA show. What happened is we were doing burnouts, as you know, and it got hot, and we got on the freeway, and it didn't get better, and we got in traffic. It climbed above 240 degrees while sitting in traffic. So,
Walking?
walking.
I love this car.
I hate this car.
Look at it, it's the Rotzen. It's back. The Rotzen rules. It goes, it stops, it turns, it drifts, it does donuts. The one thing it doesn't do is stay cool in traffic, and I don't care. I'm not sure Freiburger understands what true love really is. I don't care how much this car hurts me. Every now and again, it shows me just a little bit of performance, gets me all excited, and then it leaves me stranded. And I'm okay with that.
Finnegan loves this car. But the thing is, every time I start to develop just a little bit of affection, maybe even some puppy love, it goes right off the cliff for me. And right now, I would say I absolutely love the transmission that we swapped in the thing. The rear end is great because it didn't break, but it is clunking and making some noise like maybe it has a bad bearing. And worst of all, it finally failed on us. And the problem is, cooling system. Now the upside is there's nothing here that we can't more easily fix, and hopefully it doesn't sit for another 2 years. I take that back. Let's let it sit for like another 5 years. You know what? Maybe Finnegan should just take it home. That would be fine with me.
I hope they changed the theme music for the end of this episode. I feel like it deserves something better than we normally have.
Like the Rocky music or something?
Definitely. Eye of the Tiger. This time on Roadkill, we are doing it dirty with diesel.
We broke like everything in this 12 valve, fixed it twice, and brought it out for a grudge match with this guy.
And it went really well.
Oh yeah, it did.
For somebody. Stay tuned.
Right now, we're in Houston, Texas at Extensive Metalworks, the home of the show Texas Metal, because, well, my name is Mike Finnegan and I have a mini truck problem. Last year, an old friend of mine, Alex, who now works at Extensive, had this 85 Toyota mini truck with a 22R engine, a 4-speed manual trans, and adjustable suspension, and he was looking to unload it. Me, thinking I needed another mini truck in my life, bought it but never picked it up. One thing led to another, and now it's 6 months later, I've finally decided it's time to pick this thing up and road trip it home. But being the addict that I am, I also purchased the most random car ever from another friend, a Ford 71 Torino station wagon that's been Cummins swapped, is making almost 300 horsepower, and has a trailer hitch. The Torino is also now sitting in Texas, so in my Finnegan wisdom, I figure what better way to get them both home cheaply than to have an old-fashioned road trip trailering the mini truck behind the Torino. Because everything always goes smoothly when you do that, right? I call up Tony Angelo, asked if he wants to go, knowing he's got a little diesel love in him, and right now he's on a plane headed his way to meet me at Houston Raceway Park. Why is he meeting me at a drag strip, you ask? Well, I also foolishly texted a picture of the Cummins Torino to my buddy Cletus McFarland of YouTube and Burnout fame, and he immediately challenged me to a race against his Cummins swapped 65 Ford Galaxy, because that's what you do when two friends have Cummins swapped Fords. So seeing he's not that far from where we're headed anyway, I said, sure, why not? And he's like, hell yeah, brother. And so it's on. Make sense? And in the meantime, I'm gonna test drive my new truck, because this is the first time I've ever actually seen it in person. Let's go for a ride. Oh man, it's been a long time since I had a mini truck. All right, off the ground we go. Ooh, look at that. Let's go for a test drive. This is just like my first mini truck. This is a 2.4 liter 4-banger. It's got dual Weber carburetors, an LC Engineering distributor, a Hedman header. These trucks from the factory had a torsion bar front suspension. All of that stuff's been thrown out, and in its place are a set of airbags. This truck can sit flat on the ground when you release all the air out of it. Damn, that looks cool. It doesn't make any sense, but it looks cool. Look, Tony Angelo is here.
Hi, everybody.
Fresh off the plane.
Yeah.
Today we're at Houston Raceway Park here in Houston, Texas, and we're gonna start this trip out by finding how slow is our tow vehicle and our tow-e mini truck, and then we're gonna head to Nacogdoches, Texas to hop up the Fummins before we go to Florida and kill Cletus McFarland's Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just that simple. Nothing will go wrong. So my buddy Merlin Johnson built this Torino wagon. You're gonna love it because he's a Cummins guy. Not a lot of stuff done to it, but it does have the good 47 RH automatic overdrive trans with lockup converter.
It's got a 12 valve.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Look at that. Intercooled.
Oh, wow.
And you don't get any practice in it. We're just gonna go drag racing right now. You drive this, I drive the mini truck. I win, you shed a single tear, and then we road trip and fix it up.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, ready?
Can't ever just go racing.
Don't be scared.
All right.
What? It's doing it. No way. It's got one wheel pills, folks.
All right, I don't know. This car might not be fast.
All right, mini truck. Go, truck. Come on, truck. Oh, no, he's passing me. Come on, mini truck.
Later, nerd. Give me more gears.
Ah, come on. He is driving out of my life.
I'm out. Oh, this is definitely terrifying.
Woo! I didn't even use all 4 gears. Woo! I don't know how fast that was, but it wasn't good.
Now that I'm driving, I'll get a feel for this thing. Left is the converter, right is overdrive.
I just ran an 1869 at 69 miles an hour. Tony ran a 1716 at 78 miles an hour. So more RPM at the launch. Oh, spin the tires. Oh no, I spun the tires bad and he's driving out of my life again. Wait, what's happening? Why am I passing him? What is going on? No! Am I gonna win? Yes! Oh! I hope he didn't break it. We kind of need his car to run since that's the one we're using to race Cletus.
I hate losing. If you don't have a governor spring in your Cummins, you'll run out of RPM. Fuel will turn off. Your transmission will never kick into the next gear. That's what happened to us there. And man, it got us good.
We'll go one more time because it's tied up. I just went 1844 and Tony ran 1863. Go, car. Go, little mini truck. Oh my gosh, I'm pulling away.
I might have broke this thing.
Woohoo! Oh my goodness. The mini truck smoked the wagon twice in a row.
Just doesn't want to shift anymore.
Tony slowed down to a 1940 while I ran an 1803. Dude, we nearly ran a 17. Yeah, this is what victory looks like right here.
I might have broke this. You saw the first one though, right?
I don't remember the first one. I just remember the other two.
Doesn't really like this shift. I ran a 17.
Did you break it, Tony?
I don't know yet. So here's what's happening. If a Cummins motor isn't allowed to rev up, they actually start to defuel at like 2200, 2300 with the stock, everything in there.
Okay.
And then not shift and like hold gear. That's what happened the second time. When I backed off, then it went into third, and then we went off again. You can either do governor springs in the fuel control pump,
right?
Or you can do valve springs and go like to 3,800, 4,000, but you at least got to get it up to $3,000.
It's not broken then?
I don't think it's broke.
Okay.
I don't think it's broke.
Even if it is, we have the pieces to fix it.
It's gonna be fine.
They're just 2 hours north in Nacogdoches, so let's load this on the trailer.
Yeah.
Put it behind this, and drag the two all the way to Nacogdoches, and then work on this.
Totally.
All we were trying to do was get a truck home, and then that turned into grudge racing in Florida instead of mini trucking home to Georgia. And here's where it's all gonna go sideways. We have a Torino wagon with a home-built hitch and a rental trailer. Watch this. I'll get this, you drive the mini truck on.
All right.
We have the wrong drawbar on there. We haven't even put the truck on yet, and it's sacking out the rear of the car. Whoop. Oh, we lowered it. Okay, we're not going anywhere.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm afraid the tires are gonna just get slashed by the wheel wells.
See the front here? How it's like this, sailing? The front steers the car around and it brakes, makes the car stop. So we're not gonna have those two important things.
Well, let's not be greedy. I mean, you want stopping and turning and moving. I mean, oh God, I think it sank down some more. See if you can make it to the shack over there with the air chuck, and let's see if that Schrader valve in the back of the car does anything. Maybe we got some like factory installed air shocks on here or something. It's rolling.
No problem.
That's a start. Step one. Car roll. Oh, it's rubbing.
Whoa!
Oh, it's rubbing.
Mama.
Sorry, tire. See the hose laying on the ground? Oh, man. I have excellent news. Well, we got over here to the fuel shack, found an air hose, and we found a Schrader valve in the back of the car that when we hooked the hose to the Schrader valve, as if by magic, the car lifted up a full 2 inches, giving us just enough clearance to drive right now to a parts store to get things we need. I guess it's got air shocks on there somewhere, which is awesome. I don't know, this might work, dude. Maybe a pair of tires.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
That's awesome.
Feels so much better now.
I literally couldn't believe it.
Oh, dude, it's better.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the Pork Chop Express.
That's pretty good. Oh God, we're just gonna get on a highway with construction zones. Oh boy.
It's getting its swerve on.
It really is moving around a lot.
Yeah. Which is weird because it's nose down. But the back of the car is so low, and the front end is so light right now.
Front end is very light.
The trailer is wagging the dog right now. This is not gonna be good. Let's get off and flip the truck around on the trailer. That is good save.
Got out on the highway and it starts dancing around. We're gonna flip, put the engine on the other side of the trailer and hopefully get a little bit less tongue weight. See if that works.
On the bright side, we did come up with a name for the wagon. The Pork Chop Express.
What?
That wasn't me. I think if the trailer was level and the car was level, this would be wrong. You wouldn't put the car on backwards. But because neither one of these things are level.
Nope, no. This thing is swaying left and right like crazy. Anytime we go over 45, and we got a ball hitch that basically pushed this thing up about 5 inches on the trailer. Got some trailer tires now at this tire shop. They're gonna put them in the back. Trailer tires are 10-ply. They can hold a ton of weight, so they should be able to take that load a lot better. Either way, it's mega sketchy and terrifying to drive.
We'll try this again. Nacogdoches, let's go.
Here we go, hold on.
What's that noise?
Do something.
What's that noise? Oh, there we go.
Find a gear.
Oh, there we go. It shifted.
All right, we're approaching 50.
Seems better.
I think it is.
Last night was super sketchy.
Yeah.
But we're here in Nacogdoches, Texas at One Way Diesel Performance. We're gonna hop up the engine and the trans today.
Yeah.
Then keep on trucking all the way to Florida and break it off in Cletus. Yesterday, as we were leaving Extensive Metalworks, we meet this dude, Chase, and his dad. All they do is hop up diesel trucks, specifically Cummins 12-valve diesel trucks. They had a speed shop full of used parts. This is Chase, he owns the place. And we have a solid plan for not only beating Cletus, but making him feel really bad, because there's nothing worse than getting drugged by a station wagon that just towed a mini truck all the way to the racetrack.
We definitely need to ditch the VE pump, go to a P pump, head studs, valve springs, injectors, and a turbo, and a transmission that'll back this thing up.
Got some faith in this dude. Let's get it going. Chase is working on swapping the old rotary VE pump over to the Bosch P pump, which is way better for performance. The pump itself is actually indexed to the camshaft through this crazy set of gears, bolt on the side of the motor. Not only does it deliver fuel, it also pumps it under crazy high pressure. It does just about everything. It's almost like a full mechanical fuel injection. So I'm about to yank off this O2 stock turbo, which is extra small. and stock manifold, which is too small and doesn't flow that well, but worked great for a daily driver. We're gonna do stiffer valve springs, which you absolutely have to do when you raise the rev limit of this thing. Stock, they only rev to like 2,500. We're trying to go to like 5,000, so double it. I'm just pulling off these rocker assemblies. These motors are super industrial. They're overbuilt. They're incredibly easy to work on. Everything is modular, like this whole rocker assembly comes off with one piece. It's super simple. We've got the old VE pump yanked out. These things are tiny. They come with the early motors. They don't have any potential really for horsepower.
Baddest pump you can get VE style. It's 260 cc's.
Yeah. This is the Bosch P pump. It is a way gnarlier system. It's timed with your engine. It runs off the front here. Basically, it pumps boom, 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 each one as they need to fire. So it's a whole complete, gnarly, comprehensive system, and you're gonna do what to it?
So we're gonna take and add, upgrade the governor springs in it, delivery valves, Mac rack plug, obviously play with the fuel plate and the AFC in it.
Yeah.
And set the timing and then adjust the barrels on it. So we'll get the most we possibly can out of this thing.
The intercooler coming out.
So I'm working on putting in a new governor spring that's going to allow this thing to spin faster. Basically, you take out these weak springs and then just put in a beefed up version and get rid of a bunch of little stuff inside. Chase is putting in the delivery valves in here and what's called a rack plug at the back.
So we're taking this factory nozzle off and installing this performance nozzle here. This is a 5x18. This is going to increase a lot more fuel quantity in the cylinder.
More fuel, more power. So after lunch now, we had some killer local barbecue, then a head stud broke. So Chase is furiously trying to get that thing out of there so we don't have to pull the head off because there's no head gaskets in about a 3-hour radius that we actually like. And we're trying to pull this camshaft out without taking the whole front end of the car off. And we got it all the way out until it hit the bumper, and now we're trying to just lift the front of the motor up enough so we can squeeze it through the grill. All good stuff.
Just pull it out, so there you go. Oh no, there's one more.
There's one more.
Yeah!
Nice.
Because we have tried to remove the head stud that broke various different ways, leaving the head on it, and it's not gonna happen. So we had a crazy ambitious list of stuff to do, and now we have to pull the cylinder head off. Yeah. Let's go. Right now, it's not looking great. Hold up. We get some wires and stuff.
Man, I have great news. Now we can get to the broken stud that's in our engine block. As soon as we get that out, new head gasket, put the cylinder head back on, and keep on trucking with our giant turbo and bigger intercooler and all those things we need to wire and plumb and weld. And we're not leaving tonight. We might have to abandon that trailer and truck behind us in order to get there on time, though.
You know.
Sorry, mini truck.
Whatever it takes, Cletus. So after several attempts to drill and extract this head bolt, didn't happen. I'm going to lay a nut on top of it, blast the middle with the MIG welder, and fill up enough metal that the nut on top connects with that head bolt and twist it out.
Come on, baby.
I think it might be going, dude. This is working.
Just lay that nut on top, zapped it harder with a bunch of weld, and we're all good. Lift.
Ah!
It's out. You guys can have that bolt for free. Keep that.
Have it.
Boom. That feels good. Camshafts in, oil pumps in, everything's indexed to top dead center. We've got this thing set to top dead center with this little pin that goes in the side. We're gonna slide it in there. Now we've got a P pump, 12 valve. It's the best. It's finally time to put the cylinder head back onto our 12 valve Cummins. Since it's freezing in Texas, it's 39 degrees here. We've got one bullet heater warming the block up, and the head is sitting in front of another heater, just so that everything goes together nice and warm. The guys at One Way Diesel say that they spray copper spray right on the block, so I'm gonna do what they say in their house. But it's finally all gonna go back together, and we can start doing turbo and get the trans fixed up and all sorts of more fun performance stuff. I'm not building a daily driver here, son. Booyah. Right, now to put on the world's heaviest cylinder head. Good? Boom! It's just that easy. You just need 4 strong dudes to put the cylinder head on. No big deal.
It's Thursday. We are 2 days away from racing Cletus. We're still in Texas. The racetrack in Florida got rained out, so we're now going to Arkansas to have this race. Our car is still not ready because we've had nothing but disasters. We broke a head stud yesterday while torquing it. We pulled the cam out to change some things, and we put the cam back in. We forgot to put the retainer back in, so then the cam had to come back out today. And Tony is now torquing the head studs, and we're cringing every time he pulls this thing because the dudes here are saying, go 160, and we're like, 160 is a lot. All right, let's go 130, and we just wimped out. I think we're trying to go to 125
125, man. One of them got real hairy about 115. That's fine.
Scary.
All right, that one's good? Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now we can move on. We still have to fabricate turbo piping for our bigger turbo. We still have to pull the trans out, put a bigger input shaft in it. We're doing whatever we can to make this thing happen and finish our car.
Upon closer investigation and inspection of this tow setup, the hitch, I think we're gonna bail out on towing the truck anymore.
The whole hitch is moving because it's lightweight. It's like if there's class 4, 3 hitches, this is class half. Like
half class.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna cut the exhaust out, then we'll take the trans out because that will be the very first thing that explodes once we send it with 800 horsepower worth of Cummins.
Trans coming out, here we go. We're gonna upgrade the turbo. We have this big, old, beautiful exhaust housing on the new one, feeding this enormous compressor and make way, way more horsepower. I'm ready to rock. We're gonna put it on. We've got to fit a new intercooler, all new piping, and get that all figured out.
This is awesome. How big is that turbo?
It's a 67 millimeter.
How big was the old one?
It's a 57 millimeter.
Nice.
The turbine of this is 83 turbine, so it's like double the size of it. So.
With the larger turbo, the modified P-pump, bigger fuel delivery valves, and new head bolts, Chase has informed us that we should be taking our Cummins wagon from 300 horsepower to somewhere between 800 and 850 horsepower. Yeah, buddy.
This is an air-to-air intercooler, and it didn't belong to us until about 30 minutes ago when Clay took it out of his drift car and gave it to us for the Pork Chop Express. This is gonna end up above the grill, and we're not gonna have a hood again, just so I can hurry up and plumb all this together so we can go racing. That seems like a good spot for quickly plumbing hoses. If I had any pride or time right now, it would be down here and you'd never even see it. It would be amazing, but I'm all out of pride and time. Is there oil in this motor?
Yes, I checked it.
800 horsepower.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There it is.
Where did it spit oil from?
Everywhere. The exhaust, I think the valve train.
No,
like,
this is coming out of the valves, no?
It's very responsive. Did you see that?
Sounds sick.
that is rowdy. I love it. I can't breathe.
Woo! This thing fired up. It sounds nuts. I have never heard a diesel sound so snappy and awesome.
Yeah, dude, that was rowdy, and the turbo's not even plumbed to the motor yet.
Sounds bananas.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got some more work to do.
Yeah. Trans back in, intercooler plumb, but we can go ahead and put the valve covers on, get it hot, and then pull it back down, torque it, do the valve lash again.
All right, it's enough talking. Let's get to work. All right, so Tom at One Way Diesel would not let us stick this stock transmission back, so he went through it and did a bunch of upgrades. He did a billet input shaft, redid the clutch packs, but the biggest thing we're actually gonna do here is we've got donated by my buddy Phil Taylor at DPC, that's Diesel Performance Converters, a quad disc billet converter with a 2,800 RPM stall speed. That means when I launch this thing at 2,800 RPMs, it's gonna be full of boost and way into the power band. So it's gonna take off like a rocket. Then mid-track, I will flip the converter lockup switch, which is gonna connect the engine directly to the transmission and make sure that all that diesel power and torque gets crammed right to the wheels, and we'll rocket this thing down the track. So I'm gonna throw that in as soon as Mike is done with these charge pipes. We stayed late last night, put the transmission back in, finished up the turbo plumbing. We have to race tomorrow, several hundred miles away.
But first, we have to get the axles out, which we haven't been able to do because we didn't have a slide hammer. And then when we bought a slide hammer, it didn't work. This Chinesium slide hammer attachment doesn't actually fit the studs on our freaking axles. So now I have to modify this just to put this on, just to remove it. So our modified tool is on the axle, and now, with any luck, the slide hammer will take them out, and then we can weld our spider gears in our differential together and have two-wheel peels when we're drag racing.
Yeah, you're good. It moved for sure.
All right. Now we can take the diff out. Chocolate.
We've got the Ford 9-inch center section dragged out of this thing, and these are super beefy diffs. They're awesome. People put them in their drag cars. I have one in my Cuda. You have one in your 55. They just kill. But this one only spins one tire, and that's not going to take the abuse of this big, bad smoke wagon.
Yeah, no sense in putting 800 horsepower with a Cummins in there if you're only going to have one tire hooked to the ground. So.
Yeah. We are going to weld the spider gears together. Normally they're exposed, but this is extra beefy. They're all encased. We got to tear it apart.
Ha!
There they are. Dudes.
Hey, you're on fire, yo.
No kidding. Give me a hand there.
Get rid of the rag.
Thanks for the heads up, camera guys. I was just standing in fire, and our camera guys are like, this is gonna be a great shot.
It's almost out.
So we've got the 9-inch that I welded up, the center section's back in. Just about everything under here is done. I'm putting the wheels and tires that were originally on here back on because no more towing. It's about high-speed hauling on the highway now. Car's coming down for the last time. All we've got to do now is fill up the various fluids, torque the head hot, set the valve latch hot, and go bananas.
Let's do this.
Yeah, you ready?
Yes, sir.
This is so exciting, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh, Al Gore is gonna be pissed. Dude.
I can't even see, dude.
It sounds gnarly. You have to ease it, like.
I got it. Oh my God.
Okay, wait, roll up your window, because it's coming in the car.
Look behind us.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. You just stopped traffic.
Oh boy. All right.
All right, turn around and go back.
It's probably low on fluids. Take it right up here on this back rope.
Feels insane.
Now, spool it.
Oh, there we go.
Did the converter lock in?
I think so.
Try it, feel it, give it gas. Nope. Dadgummit. All right. So we don't lock into the third. That sucks.
Why's that?
We need to order another valve body plate. We didn't have it in time. Yeah, don't do that. It has no control. It's just full fuel.
Got it.
So just be very timid with it.
Wait, once it loads it, it's going.
That's what we needed to do right off the line, though.
We might have broke it.
Bringing it back.
we blew the head gasket.
Oh, dude. There's oil coming everywhere down the block.
That's not good.
Well, that was fun and short-lived. We're out on the road, ripping it up. Thing sounds great. It makes more smoke than I've ever seen in my entire life. And then, catastrophe. It just nuked the head gasket. There is oil everywhere, just running down the side of this engine block.
I did break it officially, but I barely hit the gas in it.
I turned around and you had stopped traffic.
Yeah, it was
No, you like
awful.
you were
It was
that guy,
insane.
dude. He was worried about that stock style head gasket to begin with.
Yeah. Pull it in and start pulling the head off, I guess.
Hope we didn't hurt anything in the engine.
I heard a little rattle.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, we need to get it in the shop.
I figured out what happened. As soon as we left the parking lot, Wreck-It Ralph Tony went straight to the wood, blew the head gasket. I looked back, I saw a bunch of white smoke accompanying the black smoke, and what that was all the coolant from the radiator going straight into the cylinders and bending all of these push rods. And why do they bend? Because you can't compress water. Water goes into the cylinder, fills it up, the piston comes up, the valve's shut, it won't compress, it's got nowhere to go, it finds the weak point, which are these push rods, and bends them, and then hopefully this is all you kill. You don't hammer the piston, the connecting rod down into the bearings on the crankshaft. So we went out into the truck graveyard, got some straight push rods. We'll put these back in. We'll put a better head gasket in there. We'll O-ring the cylinder head. This is not gonna happen again.
We've got the head off this thing in about 20 minutes. Chase didn't want us to run this head gasket anyway. He was like, it's gonna blow up. And then it blew up immediately.
That's all we could find though. That's for a stock engine.
Yeah.
We just shoved an unknown quantity of boost down the throat of this engine.
I don't know how much it was, but I know it was a whole lot.
Yeah, we don't even have gauges. What we're gonna do now is not only upgrade the head gasket, but we're also going to O-ring our cylinder head. That means we're gonna cut a groove around the chamber area in each section of the head that corresponds with the bore. Then we're gonna put a wire in there, and that wire, when the head presses down on the block, is going to dig into the head gasket, right? We're gonna get a better seal, we can throw more boost at it, we can go faster. And so Dwayne is here, because he's a master machinist. Dwayne has this awesome tool from BHJ Products. This is going to index on the bolt holes of the cylinder head and give him a guide for cutting the grooves into it. And I've never seen it done to a head, I've only seen it done to a block, so this is exciting for me. This is why I'm not bummed out about the fact that we blew up the motor today, because I'm gonna learn something. It's about 7 o'clock at night. We're supposed to be racing in 12 hours. We have a brand new head gasket. We have copper coated the deck surface of the block. Head goes on, head studs, turbo kit, fuel lines, everything. We're good. Holy crap, dude. We just top-ended the motor. We just slammed the whole thing back together. It just erupted into a volcano of, I don't know, diesel fuel? We're racing in 8 hours.
Oh boy. What a hot mess.
Yo, man, we upgraded your car for more speed.
It's well lubed now, dog. Looks like maybe we got some problems with those injectors that got modded up. They got hurt in the last saga of taking this thing out. Looks like only one of them has actual carbon on it. The rest are just wet fuel. So maybe just one cylinder is trying to fire off. We're gonna put a different set in and see what's up.
We just replaced all 6 injectors because it looked like 5 of them were just stuck wide open.
Hold on. Why does it go that way so easy?
It appears that our fuel pump timing slipped.
Since we popped the head gasket, we don't have any oil supply in the injection pump, so we're trying to figure out what's going on with that. And that's possibly hurt our injection pump, so we're trying to see what the deal is. It doesn't have a lot of volume, but it is getting oil. Usually when I take those off, it's full of oil. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, keep going.
I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm like inside of an exhaust pipe. My eyes are burning. I can taste it in my mouth, in my hands. It's in my hair, it's in my nose. Look at the light.
I don't have any clean clothes left. Everything I own smells like diesel. Chase just sent us out in the woods to find another Bosch P-pump to replace the one he thinks is bad in our car.
Yep.
And we did that. We went scavenging. He's got another one stashed out here in the driver's seat of this truck. It was very fun. We got some fresh air.
Yeah, we did. All right, let's get to it.
We just took the P-pump. We swapped onto this thing at the beginning of this debacle out. We got another one out of a truck in the yard. We're gonna put that in and see if that helps our problem.
Seems like when the timing's off on a gas motor.
But the cam went flat. I don't know what to make of this. I mean, it's running, but
Don't like it.
this looks like Ghostbusters right here.
Yeah.
Like any minute now, Zool is gonna get us.
When it hydraulic, it probably pinned off in the crank.
I didn't see that coming. We managed to hydraulic the motor, shear the woodruff key in the crankshaft, and spin the gear. So everything's out of time.
The cam and the crankshaft are no longer working together. They're off time.
Mm-hmm. But right now, we have a super sketchy solution to our last problem, and that is the gear on the crankshaft spun and broke the woodruff key. We can't fix that, but we can weld that back to the crankshaft so it won't spin again. Tony has already readjusted the cam timing, and I'm thinking this is it. Back up a little bit, just in case, you know, all the flammable liquids in the oil pan.
The whole car's covered in diesel fuel.
Yeah.
It's run.
That's a good sign right there. I don't know when we're sleeping. It's like 4 in the morning. We're supposed to be there in 4 hours. It's a 3-hour drive. We're right on schedule. Dudes, we made it. Prescott Raceway here in Arkansas overcame a whole lot of obstacles. Blown head gaskets, 2 sets of bent push rods, knocked the gear off the crankshaft, fixed all of that stuff, got the car running at about 4 a.m. and hauled butt here to meet who? Cletus McFarland, because he's got a diesel-powered Galaxy
He sure does.
that he thinks is fast. We're about to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
It has beat Finnegan one time before. With same engine setup, 12-valve Cummins.
I was in a tow truck.
Yeah, that's true.
Not this time.
But we have the same engine setup now.
Yeah.
These are definitely very equitable. It's going to be great to see who's the better driver, right?
You got a way bigger turbo. I got nitrous, but I also have gelled up fuel.
Yeah.
I'm already hearing excuses.
I love it. I love it.
Best 2 out of 3, all right?
We'll see what happens.
All right,
Let's
let's do
it,
this.
man. Let's do it. And the best man wins. Let's get it.
We are nitrous ready.
Not an excellent burnout, but I guess he's going with that.
All right, let's take him down.
We'll get him.
Well, this is it. Round 1 of the Roadkill versus Cletus McFarland diesel grudge match. I got a good feeling about our ride. If it survives the first 60 feet, I think the Port Chalk Express can win this thing.
Come on, Galaxy. Been training.
Come on, Tony. This is good, but I think Cletus is out on him.
go, Galaxy! Hell yeah!
We got smoked. I don't know how by much because we're grudge racing. There's no scoreboards here, but wind light in the right lane. Nitrous, we needed it. I wish we had more time to install it because as soon as Cletus grabbed the button, you could hear the RPM go up and you could hear the Galaxy take off. Maybe Tony can find a little more ET in the drive there. Maybe there's, you know, spool it some more, whatever.
Trans killed me. Didn't get into third gear. We lost the first one. I got him at the light, chopped him down, got out, and I put it into what looked like D, but it didn't go. So I tried flipping overdrive, it wouldn't go. We'll get him.
We're good.
Yo, when you get out in front and then somebody passes you, it's the worst feeling in the world. Woo! I'm coming for you, Cletus! Woo! It didn't go into third. I put it into what I thought was 3, and it was like, I put it into D, you gotta like, give it another click.
All right, so if you can get it in third and load the thing,
Yeah, we'll be in business.
we got a chance.
We got a chance.
You think you can get more?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, cool.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Pork Chop Express, no problems with traction. It hooks and books. Galaxy, not a lot of traction, and as soon as the converter locked and loaded the motor down, it just took off. We need a better hole shot. That's the only way we're winning this. Come on, Tony. Oh my God, look at it dance.
Pulling hard.
I can't get this thing into third gear!
We are way too heavy. We are not gonna win this race unless we do something.
Hell yeah! Galaxy takes the win. 2-0.
I'm gonna take the air filter off. I don't know why it's still on there.
Okay, take it off. Yeah, I cannot get this thing into third gear, dude.
He was gone before then. All right, drastic measures, air filter off.
Whoa.
All right, this has gotta help.
I get it. I'll get it now. I got it.
And if we can't win this third one, win the burnout contest or something, okay? I can't even see the tree. I don't care if we win this race or not. We just won the burnout contest. But it would be great if we could at least come close, you know? Come on, Tony.
Dude, I barely beat him. Woo! Still won.
No!
It's not a good look for us.
Whoa! Barely won that one.
Dude, you drove around him after he red lit. That was impressive.
He red lit, and then I messed up. I went into overdrive. I hit the overdrive switch in second gear. So when I shifted third, it went from second to fourth, and it like slammed the car and took off. Barely went around.
I'll buy you a beer or something. We don't have a trophy.
Who won the burnout contest?
Tony did.
Damn it!
Yeah.
No way.
That is his wheel set right there.
Yeah.
That's his house. I like that you had to get out of the car to turn it off.
What do you think?
All right, you got us for sure.
Pork Chop Express does burnouts though.
Yeah, it's
Hell yeah, dude. Your
That was
burnout was
super
hilarious.
And it lived. It's incredible.
It hit third gear that time. It was pretty good. He finally pulled out the end, but he's got us beat for sure.
I love and hate these motors because they are filthy when it goes wrong.
Oh, man.
But we bent 2 sets of push rods yesterday, and spun the gear on the crank, and it's still alive.
Yeah, and we also hydro-locked the whole motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like the worst. I feel good about it. I'm like, this was so fun, dude.
It was awesome, man.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for having me.
We're doing this again.
Yeah, rematch for
I'm
sure.
ready, dude. The Galaxy is ready.
Yeah.
So what did we really learn here? Well, when your friend challenges you to race the daily driver diesel that you only intended to tow your mini truck home with, 1, his car is probably already faster and going to win. 2, Tony will be an animal and stay up multiple nights in a row with you to make your diesel faster, only to break it, but then help fix it. And 3, you're totally gonna destroy your diesel Torino wagon, but have a heck of a time while doing it. And that's what you should be doing. Going out there and wrenching on something, trying something new, testing your limits and learning. We may not have beaten Cletus, but we did make the Torino faster, going from 18s in the quarter mile to probably around 13 seconds. And we added about 500 horsepower, making this thing into a huge, smoke-rolling burnout machine. But probably the best part of this is we made some new friends in Texas and had a blast even in our misery. So the next time a friend hits you up for an adventure, do it. Get out there and get busy living.
See you next time on Roadkill. There's a perfectly good Toyota sitting right behind you. I'm just saying, we might lose, but at least we'll get there. There will be no more brake clean or paper towels in this town. Smooth strokes, side to side. This is what diesel fuel is good for right here. Protecting the finish. That's not gonna rust. Look at the shine on that baby. Look at that.
This time on Roadkill, we do all the right things with all the wrong cars.
Yeah! We got Dulcich in the off-road Challenger. I go into cosmetic sales.
Oh no!
Finnegan reaches for the sky. Four wheels! This is one of those episodes where we're doing it purely for our own entertainment and hopefully dragging you along kicking and screaming. When we were thinking about this, I was flashing back to my personal most hilarious episode ever, which is the one with the lowrider. And in that case, I picked the vehicle, Finnegan picked the location, and it just ended up being hilarious. And so we're doing the same thing with a twist. I got a car for him, and he has no idea what it is. And he got a car for me, and I'm completely clueless.
I've taken it a step further. I didn't actually test drive the car that I picked for him. I haven't even seen it in person. I just saw the ad and said, buy this for Freiburger. He's gonna hate it, which is great.
And then we're gonna go out in the desert and do a big shootout. And we're gonna meet up with Steve Dulcich because he's like gonna be our target for this whole thing. He was so impressive and fun in our Dodge showdown in both our little Rampage pickup truck and in the off-road Challenger that he is going to set the standard for performance in every one of the tests that we come up with. What are those tests? I have no idea, but it's gonna be a riot.
Ah, so this is where the Roadkill fleet sits.
It's definitely like the final scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. Your junk is hidden.
Where's mine? I want to see what your twisted mind has come up with.
Okay, Mike, you're gonna love me for this.
Remember, we're friends. Oh, it's loud. Oh my goodness. It's amazing.
It's so bad, it's great.
I love it.
This is, in fact, the vehicle left over from Drift This.
Really?
Yep. This thing is an actual LT1 9C1 Caprice turned into a full donk. And it was on another Motor Trend show where they drifted it around. It has nitrous on it. It has a drift brake. It has a lot of power. It has a lot of lift. It's gonna be great.
I feel a little guilty now.
Oh no. I'm gonna get shafted. I did have this customized just for you in a lovely tone of lavender and pink.
Man.
Look at that.
This is my first drift brake.
It's gonna be really good.
You've given me so much.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
You starting to feel guilty now?
Yeah, you're screwed, dude.
Really? I figured we're going off-roading. You needed the lifted rig.
Is that a PlayStation? Wow. I've never driven a box, a bubble, a donk, none of these things, but it has a drift brake a lot of ground clearance that might come in handy later. Plus, it's a really lovely shade of horrible. Time to show him his car.
You know, my expectations are low for what Finnegan might have gotten me for this thing. I'm certain it's not as good as the bubble here. I'm not gonna look to the very last second. He's gonna drive the thing right up behind me. Not looking. Not looking. Save my disappointment to the very last second is what's gonna happen here.
I want you to know, I got you the most high-tech pinnacle of technology from 1988.
Okay. It's the same color. Is this a Mary Kay car?
It could have been.
I think it is.
It could have slung some eyeshadow in the hood back in the day. Who knows?
This is not cool. It's a Cadillac.
Alante.
Alante. Pininfarina. This is front-wheel drive.
It is.
Dude.
That's funny to me. This has the most buttons of any car made ever.
Whoa.
Is that not the greatest dashboard ever?
Star Wars. Look at that. It even has a tack. Oh, dude.
Yeah. See? You're feeling it now.
This is nice.
It looks like it launches missiles.
This says right high beam out, right tail lamp out.
Well, that's your driver information center.
I'm now informed.
Yeah.
It should just say Roadkill. Let's see.
I don't know anything about it. I saw the picture in the Craigslist ad.
Dude, it's an actual V8.
It's
wow.
funky.
Bye-bye. Where it begins to diverge is that I have handed Finnegan the win with a V8 and with style and with ground clearance. Meanwhile, he has given me a lame V8, front-wheel drive, and a Mary Kay car. Yes, this thing actually was a prize for people who sold that many cosmetics. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna see if it fits under his car, though. Will it go in gear?
Did I mention this is only one of 53 Mary Kay cars? Oh my God, it fits. Well, hold it.
That's it?
Woo.
Not as good as I was hoping for.
It still went under there, though. When was the last time an Alante ever fit under a Caprice?
No one's ever done that before.
Satin Records.
Yeah.
Again.
Out of here.
Oh.
All right, drive the car. I'm gonna mess you up ugly.
Okay, sir. My goodness, this is the lap of luxury. It's lifted like a bubble, right? But it's nosed down like a muscle car.
Oh, you look happy.
Oh, I'm on top of the world. Let's see if she's got any pep, huh? Oh, hey now. All right, there's got to be some sort of stall converter in here because you rev it and you don't really go anywhere. And I don't think the trans is slipping. Oh boy, she's built for performance.
Sounds wicked from here.
How do you like that fine new
Cadillac of yours, Freiburger?
Rides like a Cadillac. So I did a little bit more research on my Cadillac. This is a 1988 Alante Mary Kay edition. So the Alante was a very limited run car. It was actually a body and interior that was made by Pininfarina in Italy, and then they shipped them in planes over to Detroit so the Cadillac could finish them up. This is the Turdley head gasket failing 4.1 liter, 250 cubic inch Cadillac V8, and it makes 170 angry horsepower. I've named my car. The Cadillac is Pinky Tuscadero. How you guys doing in there?
what?
Makes a lot of noise, doesn't go anywhere. Dulcich, what is your review of your first ride in the bubble?
I really like this car. It's styling, it's tall, it's proud, it's mean, it's red and pink, it's white and red inside. I'll bet you the ladies like it too. How's the control for the driver's seat?
It's really not bad. It wants to go mostly straight. The back end kind of wanders a little bit, but
Yeah. We're making pretty good time.
oh yeah. Wherever we're going, we'll be there soon.
You drifted it. Look who's here. It's Mary Kay herself.
I clearly gifted you the better car.
Oh, dude, the combination of the hater vision, the drift handle in the bubble is amazing. I don't know why everyone doesn't do this.
Seeing it on the freeway and everything, it's just kind of cool.
Oh, riding in it. This is just automotive pleasure.
Are you gonna cruise with me for a while?
Well, the bar is pretty high right here, so
Really?
I don't know. But show me what this thing's got.
Nah, the Pinky Tuscadero here is disappointing.
This has actually got a smaller engine than that.
250 inches, 267.
Oh man, he's gonna dust us out. Roll the window up.
Wow. See, he's got that, and all I've got is this. See? Man, not as good.
Wow, he does have a lot. I don't see him.
Monster bubble. This thing's awesome. Where's the driveway?
The Alante can never actually keep up with the bubble.
No, it's indestructible.
It's indestructible, and it does good donuts.
It's got cop suspension, cop brakes, cop engine.
Yeah.
It's a cop car.
Finnegan got me. I mean,
He did. He got you with the Mary Kay Alante.
yeah. It's not loud. It doesn't do burnouts. It doesn't do donuts. Even the parking brake is broken so that I can't do slides with it. And Finnegan's back there with his drift handle, smoking tires.
I know.
I just...
Turning heads, too, with that paint job, those big 26-inch wheels.
There he goes.
Whoa!
Again. Look
Did
at
you
it.
see the smoke back there when he did that drift handle?
Oh, this car just brings me such joy. It could only get better if the PlayStation worked.
I wonder if the bubble can't climb this hill. I haven't seen Finnegan in a while. We're only going 55. Is the bubble having trouble climbing the hill?
The front end of the car is shaking, so I'm just not going as fast as I was before.
Bummer. Aha.
My car just shut off.
The bubble died.
I'm pretty sure I got a dead battery and no charging system.
He's broken down on the side of the road, and there's no way we can turn around to go help him. He's on his own.
I'm heartbroken.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
So we're driving down good old Interstate 10 East, which if you're a fan of this show, you know that's my favorite highway to film Roadkill on. And then the car shut off. And I darted around a couple of trucks, swerved onto the shoulder here, and apparently the last caretakers of this vehicle never actually tightened the battery cables down. So the whole time I've been driving it, which is about 80 or 90 miles, they were just kind of shaking loose, eventually stripping out the bolt holding the battery cables, but it also stripped out the bolt that was holding the two cables to the battery. And found another bolt on the side of the road that's just a little bit too long, so I needed washers. Couldn't find any 3/8 diameter washers on this metric automobile, and did find a head gasket that if I had some sort of cutting tool, yes, I could have made washers out of this, but I don't have a way to cut this Cummins head gasket. So next best thing, pull tabs off of miscellaneous beer and energy drink cans found on the side of the road. I'll turn those into washers. These do count as washers. We will be back on the road. The trick here is that on some of these late 80s and early 90 GM cars is they had two battery cables that stacked on top of each other that go to a side post battery. Well, the bolt has to go through both of them and then tighten up in the battery, right? But the head of the bolt's gonna disappear into that one there. So you can't just willy-nilly throw your pull tabs under the head of the bolt. You gotta go for the sandwich technique. Slide the bolt through cable number 1, then install your pull tabs. Then put cable number 2 on, be good to go.
Man, now I'm liking the Cadillac's odds.
Oh, man.
This is gonna be double live gonzo.
Oh, yeah.
Let's check this thing out. This place is amazing. I think we've got 2 days. We're gonna be able to do like 3 or 4 different competitions, but I have a plan.
Plan.
Instead of a one-way drag race, it's gonna be 3-way all the way around the block in the abandoned neighborhood.
Somehow this benefits him.
Oh, yeah.
Because you picked my car and you've designed the race. There's always something behind that.
Okay, well, tell you what, I'll free it up for you. There's gonna be 3 of us going down the street. You get to pick whichever position you want to be in, inner, center, or outer.
Oh, wow.
Inner.
There you go.
Wait, but you would have known I would have chose inner, which means you designed it.
Gotta
This
get in his head.
Make my brain
Get in his
hurt.
head. All right, Steve, you got the ORC, you got the Rampage. What's it gonna be?
Well, this has got V8 power, but I'm gonna go with the 2.2 liter of Fury with the Rampage. There's corners in that track, so I think that's the winner. You'll see. It was the right choice. You'll find out.
That changes up our odds.
Yeah, it really does.
Yep.
You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Race?
Not concerned. I have the perfect tires for this.
Here we go. It's another Roadkill random showdown, this time with cars that make no sense whatsoever. Of course, we've got my Cadillac, the Pinky Tuscadero. We've got Finnegan's Caprice, the high riser Bubble. And then Dulcet shows up with our off-road Challenger and our little Dodge Rampage. And of course, we're here at our secret California desert test facility that is going to blow your mind. Wait till you see what we've got in store here. We're gonna kick it all off with a drag race.
As usual, no warm-up, no practice, just go.
I've given myself every disadvantage here. I'm in a pink Cadillac.
All right, this is gonna be it. Those powder puffs are gonna be in big trouble.
All right, here we go with our 3-way drag race through the city. Finnegan's on the inside, Dulcich is out front, and Finnegan is actually gonna signal the start with his horn. Oh man, oh, Dulcich is actually killing me with the Rampage. How's that possible? Oh! I have no hope of catching them. Into the rocks. This was supposed to be a no-contact sport. Man, Dulcich was playing dirty.
Can we go again? That was too much fun.
Oh, man. I dominated, but I think I damaged the Pinky Tuscadero.
Dulcich, you did an excellent job of running him off the road.
I missed the shift, but that should be a penalty point right there.
Nobody established any rule as far as that goes.
I think that's penalty.
I expected more damage than that. What happened?
Dude, this was 1 of 53 and you scuffed it.
Look
It
at
will
that.
tape back together. That's not bad. Did you see you were actually pulling me on the straight?
Oh, I should have had you, but I missed my shift, and you went on the inside.
Yes.
I say 2 out of 3.
I say yes. Let's go again.
Let's go again. That was fantastic. First of all, I have no idea what happened to Finnegan. Dulcich actually was faster than the Cadillac, but he missed a shift or something. I came around the inside, crossed over the curb, nearly killed him by T-boning him, and then got ahead of him on the second curve and dominated right until I hit the rock with the Pinky Tuscadero. And then these guys are crying about it, so I guess we gotta go again. One thing's for sure though, we are not giving Dulcich the jump or the lead again. Heads up, guys.
I have no traction. None at all. These tires are utterly useless on this gravel.
Man, you were trying to run me off the road too.
I would never dream of cutting you off.
I almost hit you right in the door.
You just had no care at all about your Cadillac. I'm totally not fooling around this time, Freiburger.
Wait a minute. I thought I was honking the horn.
Oh man, the Rampage is actually faster.
Oh, yeah, missed the shift.
Yes! Yes! I'm not making the rock mistake twice though. Where'd Finnegan go? What happened?
You're very shady. I was supposed to honk the horn and you went.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're very shady. I see what you did there.
All right, Finnegan didn't like it that I cheated by honking the horn when it was supposed to be him.
I'm now gonna go before I honk the horn.
Oh, my alignment is jacked from hitting the curb on the last one. Can I get him on the inside again? Ah. This thing has traction control or something. It's really annoying.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah. Wow, the Rampage is actually dominant.
That's the way you do it. Finally, got a clean run.
Wow.
The cop car is not suited for this type of racing. We need to go somewhere else.
The Cadillac is pretty formidable, I have to admit.
It is.
You drive this thing like an assassin.
I messed up my alignment hitting the curb.
Did you? I caught neutral trying to go into first on the other race.
Yeah, no, you did. That's how I got past you twice. Can you believe it? He picks the 4-cylinder, and in a legitimate race, the Rampage wins.
I didn't see you, Finnegan.
None of my strategies were working.
So in the first race, I won by outfoxing Dulcich. Oh! In the second race, I totally cheated by blowing my horn, and Finnegan didn't even run.
Wait a minute.
But I won again. Now, the third race, unbelievably, I gotta say, in a fair head-to-head matchup drag race, the Rampage is actually faster than Pinky Tuscadero.
Honestly, I gotta claim victory here, really. You had a better view. I hate to say it from behind, but...
I'll tell you what, the decisiveness with which you tried to push him off the road in race number 1, I was a fan from then on out. It didn't matter that I got my butt kicked. I just enjoyed the clinic you were putting on.
I've got to say, you probably had the wrong machine for the job.
Oh no, I felt good. I'm sure the next event will cater towards Bubblicious.
Gentlemen, I don't know if you're aware of the ancient civilization, 3000 BC, the Green Druids right here in California. They built the California Stonehenge and the Motordrome.
Welcome to the Circle of Doom. Enter it if you want to lose.
So I think our plan is to dive in here on this ramp, and you just got to run circles until the rest of us are entertained. You get a couple warm-up laps, let's say 2.
Okay.
And then time you for 5 and you're out. Make sense?
Yeah.
Finnegan's gonna be up first in the Bubblicious.
Who's ready for this? I am. In fact, I really think Bubblicious was born for this type of activity. The fact that the track is banked and the car is lifted obnoxiously high, that just cancels each other out in terms of like physics, and I win. That's what's gonna happen.
So he's gonna dive in, do 1 circle, and then 2, and when he comes back to that turn-in cone, I'm gonna start him for his 5-lap run.
Oh yeah.
Ready?
That'll be great.
Go!
Oh, that's scary. Oh, okay, we're good.
I think we started with the most entertaining vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it feels like it wants to tip over, dude.
And...
Oh!
Boom! Oh, it's picking up the rear tire.
It still wants to tip over.
1.
Oh my God!
The donk's pretty good. He's cleaning the track up for us.
3. Oh, he's sideways. Oh, he's trying harder.
I hope he's not too hot on that ramp and doesn't fly off the edge.
And 5. So there's his number, 40.34 seconds.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Super fun. It didn't want to drift, really. It just wanted to throw me into the center of the pit of doom.
You want to go next? You want me to go next?
I can go next. Finnegan sure made that look easy and probably in the worst car for the competition. In contrast, this thing is practically made for the skid pad, so I think it's gonna do pretty good. I'm gonna give it a try, and I know it's gonna be super fun.
I think Dulcich is high on coconut milk because there's no way the front-wheel drive Rampage is beating Bubblicious. It's all wrong. It's going to push all the way around this track. That thing, too. This is really tight circles. 40.3 seconds. That's what's going to win this competition.
I guess it's just straight down from here into the Circle of Doom.
I think we're about to see a lesson in understeer. How about you?
Yeah, he's pushing his way around this racetrack.
Understeer is when you go to turn and the car just keeps moving straight anyway because the front end is just plowing. Watch this. Go, Steve!
Tally-ho, front-wheel drive. Good luck.
He's more aggressive than you on his warm-up.
It's not really understeering that much either.
1. It is.
Oh, now it is.
Yeah. Now he's starting to hit it too hard. And boom.
He's taking the low line. Now
but he's drifting to the high line because it's understeering. See, it wasn't understeering when he was going slower, but the faster he goes, the more it's pushing. 3.
Oh, he's beating my time by a lot.
Yeah. We keep forgetting to learn that the Rampage dominates. Beat you by 8 seconds.
Can we make him go again? Because when you said, was that 2, I really wasn't sure. It could have been 3.
To be honest, we lost track of you two, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh, all right.
I think that's fine.
Roadkill once again.
Yeah.
Most fun wins.
Maybe we should tell him that's it.
He seems like he's enjoying himself.
What he's doing is killing the right front tire. Oh, there we go.
And the
cones. You know, every time we question Dulcich or the Rampage, we lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
Yep, always bet on black. That's the lesson here.
Whew. How come you're out of breath?
It was tiring. I was wrestling the steering wheel for all it was worth.
32 seconds, so basically 8 seconds faster than
That's
Finnegan.
not bad.
But honestly, like, remember how we almost kind of maybe lost track of his? We might have lost track of yours too, so. Okay, you can be in charge of that, and I will go get Pinky Tuscadero.
The real lesson here is front-wheel drive and coconut milk, apparently. Jesus.
Yeah, it's the right combination.
God, I got crushed.
Something just occurred to me, right?
This car is pink?
That, and maybe he slammed into the curb on purpose to give himself more camber because he knew it would benefit him on the banked circle.
Another clever Freiburger ploy.
That's the Pinky Tuscadero move, by the way.
Go, you got this.
Here I go. Fighting the good fight for cosmetic salespeople everywhere.
He knows he doesn't have to go fast on that ramp. Oh, now he's going to try to get the feel for it. Ooh, it's pretty fast.
It is aggressive. It's pushing, though.
Okay.
Beginning lap 2.
So I'm actually modulating the throttle, trying to get it to sort of grip and ungrip.
Oh, he's getting up high.
Yeah, he's pushing. He's pushing.
That's how many?
2 laps right
2.
there.
Okay.
Now he's going low. 3.
He only did 3 laps.
He only did 3 laps. That's one way to cheat the race, cheat the course.
He really tried to shorten the course.
33-ish, but only because he did 3 laps. Like,
how'd I do?
Once again, amazed me by finding a new and creative way to circumvent the rules.
What was that?
You went 3 laps, dude.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
33 seconds to get here.
You were slower in 3 laps than the Rampage in all 5.
But I wasn't going all out in the first 2.
It was really unimpressive.
I think I need to go again.
He wants to go again.
We'll let you go again, but you got to go backwards this time.
Okay.
He says, okay, all right, reverse. Let's put it this way. If you can beat Bubblicious, you do better than 40.3 in reverse, you win the whole deal.
Okay.
Solid.
There's no way he's going to hold the course in reverse.
No. Go.
Okay.
Under 40.3 seconds, he is the man.
Okay, this is his first lap coming up.
There's 1.
1. He's going to have to step it up.
Oh, nearly 11 seconds. He's got to go faster.
There's 2.
20 seconds, halfway through.
Actually,
he has a
pretty
shot at this. Can you blow a tire? Keep going, never say die.
This is it. Come on, Freiburger, you got to go for it.
Yeah, this is not going to end well for Mr. Freiburger. There we go.
Oh, he's going to Rockford it.
Nice Rockford, though. 58 seconds.
Right into the rebar.
All right, so in summation, once again, Rampage killed it. I credit Dulcich's driving, not the car.
Bubblicious for number 2,
Bubblicious in second place. And whatever the heck that pink nightmare is, dead last.
I would have made it if I didn't spin out.
Freiburger, I actually thought you were going to be faster in reverse. You were looking really good.
Yeah, you were going to be faster in reverse. You would have been right around a 44 had you not looped it out over there.
Yeah.
But in the end, 58 seconds, the pink nightmare dead last in this competition.
It had flair. What did I say? Look at it.
Moving on.
All right.
Moving on.
What What we found here is the ultimate roadkill wasteland. And we're on this ramp, and we're gonna go down here, go right, go all around some of this wreckage, these old buildings, all the way over here behind the disc. We're going across, through whatever those things are over here, doing a bunch more destruction over here, coming back, and the grand finale is gonna be the greatest ever. The thing I really like about it is I don't even know what it is. They just set it up for us. We're gonna find out as soon as Mike goes through it with the bubble. All right, you're off. On you.
Oh, all right. Dear spleen and spline, I'd like to apologize in advance for what I'm about to do to both of you. Here we go.
That's why you hire Finnegan.
Look at that!
Oh!
He's going for it, man. Whoa! Oh my God! Here we go.
Here comes the jump.
Oh man!
Was made for this competition.
There he goes, good drift. He's got that drift handle.
Finnegan's gonna be hard to beat. This is the hard part. Don't crash it. Don't
Gotta
crash
make a
it.
hard left. Here comes the grand finale.
There we go! Oh yeah! Oh my God!
Wow! That was really cool.
Wow.
And it still runs and drives. Look at it. When I got that car set up for him, I did not expect this kind of glory. Look at that. Owning it.
Yeah! I love this job.
Then again.
That was awesome. The bubble absolutely paid off.
I love this car. It still runs.
We didn't even do any timing or anything, did we?
No, who cares? It's judged for style. Here he comes.
He's using the drift handle.
Oh yeah, no, he's got it down.
Yeah.
I can go home now. Here we go. Oh, he lifted.
Oh, that was a good one.
Finnegan just wrapped up his multiple passes on our ultimate obstacle course here, and I think we all agree he dominated it. Did you see those jumps? Did you see the bouncing? 100%.
Allow me to introduce you to Bubblicious, the best car on the planet. I know, it doesn't look like much, but get behind the wheel, pull the handbrake, launch her over a sweet jump, and you will be sold if you are in the market. I highly recommend you pick one up.
It's a bummer to compete knowing that you have absolutely nothing. I have no chance.
You can do it! Go! Ooh, good hole shot. Is anyone timing this?
No.
So he has no way to win.
No. Wow, but he's going for it. Look at him.
Yeah, he's getting after it. Lots of good noises coming off of it. Violent noises. I think he's intentionally hitting everything.
It's kind of fast, actually.
Okay, you ready? You ready for this?
Here's the jump. Now,
Here's
what's
the
he going
jump.
to do?
Oh. Yeah.
That was a drive up.
Yeah. He definitely lifted at the jump.
He's driving it fast as though this is a timed race.
Ah! Can't make a turn.
He needed the turn brake there.
That sounded like transmission hitting the ground.
Oh! That was good.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked all of it.
Oh!
Finnegan got all 4 tires off the ground. What's gonna happen with the off-road Challenger? I just don't know.
When you were running the bubble, Dulcich and I were up here losing our minds. It was so fantastic. And now, it's all on Dulcich to improve on your performance and mine.
This can only go up. I have no idea what that nut job's gonna do behind the wheel of that car, but I wanna watch.
Yeah. All right, Steve, it's on you. Ow! Oh, that hurt!
Yeah, Dulcich! It's burn busting.
There we go. No finesse, a lot of throttle. I think the Cadillac was faster to this point. Jump in! That was good. He's got to come around that pole and pull a Brody. This thing also has no drift brake. That would make this car genius.
He's got it.
Oh, he did it good.
He got it.
Nice. That had flair. He's got to come back through the dust and try not to hit one of those concrete pillars. I had trouble with that. It was hard.
That's a tight squeeze.
Here he goes. And the grand finale! Boom! Oh! Oh, he's on fire!
He is on fire.
He's on fire big!
Am I on fire?
Oh, wait, it went out, it went out, it went out. We're good. Dude, you parked on a block.
Is it on fire?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, you're all right.
It was very brief.
That freaked me out.
That
was a lot of
weird.
fire.
The whole bottom of the car was just boom fire, and then it went out.
Yeah.
Oh! Good. Nice. Oh my God! Those are actual rocks.
Man.
I need a beer. Dulcich, it throws rocks really well.
And that's a wrap on the most unpredictable, stupid day of roadkill ever. Now it's time for some takeaways from our weird car shootout. First of all, my pink Cadillac. Really, that thing had no redeeming value, essentially losing every competition. Note to self, don't use an Alante for any competition outside of selling cosmetics. But the off-road Challenger, right? 2 shining moments, the crossed-up sideways jump and that big fire, which, by the way, was caused by the ground-up walnut shells that they use in those dirt cannons, and it caught fire when it hit the open header flame. Now, speaking of Dulcich, the Rampage? How come that thing always impresses us? I think it's the whole Rampage Dulcich simpatico that makes it happen. But the real lesson was the bubble. Normally when we see these things around town, we think that is ridiculous. Why would anybody do that to a car? But when we get in it and play with it for a few days and do things with it that nobody else actually would, we discover that every segment of hot rodding has actual merit. And that is the point of every episode of Roadkill. Stop!
No! This time on Roadkill, Dulcich goes rogue. There we go again.
Stop! Cut it off! Man! Shut it off! Dude, you're killing us with rocks.
I was just doing some donuts.
This
Next time on Roadkill, it's a winter wonderland with a roots blower! Yeah!
We're taking T-Bizzle where she's never been before.
Go, baby, go! Well, we may be dumb, but at least we're adventurous. Your challenge, if you should choose to accept it, is to drive that car in the dead of winter from here in Rapid City, South Dakota, all the way to like Boondocks, Minnesota, where we've got a project vehicle sitting there that we already bought sight unseen that is going to be a big surprise to you and probably to us once we get there.
I gotta admit, all I heard was car, blah, blah, donuts in the parking lot.
Oh, there is that. This is a choice place. I've never seen this pile before. This is cool.
Allow me to tell you all about T-Bizzle. This is either an 85 or 86 T-Bird, I'm not sure which. I bought it for an episode of Faster with Finnegan. That's a 302 Ford. It's completely stock, right down to the valve springs. We did nothing except put a blower and Holley carbs on top of this thing. It's a 671 blower shop unit. It's Teflon stripped. It has all the tricks. It makes way too much boost for this stock engine that only wants to rev to 4,000 RPM. The transmission, 4-speed automatic, also stock. The rear diff, totally stock, except we welded up the spider gears, and this is a 4-lug car. This is all the stuff you shouldn't do to your stock T-Bird, and we did it anyway, and picked up 4 seconds at an 8-mile drag strip versus its stock time. And more importantly, we whooped Cletus McFarland's butt with T-Bizzle.
This is great for me because it's the first time we've ever done a Faster with Finnegan crossover car onto the Roadkill show. And what that means is that he has completely pre-molested this thing along with Newburn and Cotton. I had nothing to do with it, so let's add up the benefits. I take no blame. I get to experience it for the very first time, and hopefully I don't have to wrench on it in winter.
And now we're gonna find out how good does it work in the snow?
You know, we've had a lot of winter adventures in our day. We've driven to Alaska in the Ranchero.
We drove that wagon with no windows to,
yeah, the Buick wagon.
Where'd we go? Kansas City? Wichita. Which is in Kansas, unlike Kansas City.
That was the origin of Homeless Dave.
That's right.
That's when I first appeared wearing my blanket. By the way, that's gonna degenerate as this trip goes on. Right now, it's like a balmy 20 degrees. It's not that cold.
I fixed it.
It's gonna get worse. Ooh, runs good. I didn't think it would start.
He's been tuned for the altitude.
That's impressive. Wipers work. All right, we are good to donut. I'm so happy nothing can be my fault. Oh, security, just in time. Oh, wow. It's already missing.
Yeah, it's misfired.
Ah, it does great donuts. Might be falling out. Oh, this thing runs terrible.
It does. Well, when I put it together, I said to the guys, it's only got to last 3 passes. I really didn't think, you know, we were going cross country.
But you chose this for cross country.
I get a short memory.
Wow. I feel kind of self-conscious about the misfire.
All right, let's go. I feel like the car's tested, it's ready.
Sure.
We'll just idle all the way to Mount Rushmore.
Welded rear end, ice, 6 cylinders, 3-gallon gas tank. Good to go.
That runs good now.
Huh. Maybe it needs to warm up. See, it wants to like run fine now.
Yeah.
There shifted.
There we go.
Okay, Mount Rushmore?
Let's do this.
20 miles away. What are the odds we make it? So it's 3 gallons, but it's probably getting no better than 7, so that might be 21 miles. What if it gets us all the way there?
That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Let's say it's making 300 horsepower at the crank right now. Well, if the blower is sucking 150 horsepower, then you're right at the margin of where the 302 block breaks in half.
Yeah.
Even though you're only making 300 crank. It's perfect. No, the Thunderbird was the high-end personal luxury car in its day.
Pinnacle of engineering back then.
Now 18 miles, and we're there. Well, there it is. Our first running out of gas with our 3-gallon fuel cell. At this point, let's see, we've gone about 10 miles on 3 gallons. I expected it was gonna run out of gas in like 2 or 3 miles. This is season 9 of Roadkill. I would say for the last 5 seasons, Finnegan's been saying, let's do a burnout in front of Mount Rushmore. So that's our plan. And I just got the world's most annoying Chinese fuel cell cap on. Ready to go. All right, you are gassed. I think 3 gallons will get us there. All right. It shifted.
Third gear. Third gear Bernie's in the snow.
Oh, we're so dead.
Nah.
Yeah, we're just fine. All right. Let's go attack some icy, windy mountain roads.
All right.
Woo-hoo! You know, the Native Americans are like super not happy that we defaced their mountain with all the presidential faces and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, look at the tunnels. The tunnel's cool.
Yeah.
There's a city here and none of it's open.
It's awesome, and I love it. Mount Rushmore National Memorial. All right, we're getting close now.
So can you name the presidents that are on there?
No.
So
Lincoln?
Washington, Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, dude, there it is. There it is.
Yep, there you go.
Look at that. We made it to Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
No, no, no. This is my moment. No, car.
Live the dream, Finnegan.
Yes, 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 yes,
God
yes, yes,
bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, America.
Goals achieved.
Oh, man. I don't need anything else on this trip.
It pulled around sideways, got the perfect view. That's pretty sweet.
I feel so patriotic now.
Oh, that's great.
So American.
Rushmore was amazing, and the profile's even better, right?
Oh, yeah, you can see right up his schnoz.
Why don't you go ahead and explain the part that the audience missed?
I might have allegedly run the car into a curb, which probably likely bent the wheel and popped the tire off the bead, and we don't have a lug wrench, nor do we have a jack.
And that town back there is completely closed, so we're 20 miles away from anything. So the solution to all of this is?
More burnouts?
Yeah.
And then limp our way out of here, very slowly.
I'm gonna watch. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We're under the nose of George Washington, and Finnegan had to do another burnout. I blame him.
Here we go.
I just did a donut in front of Washington.
All right, let's go.
We're out of gas, dude.
Out of gas.
Ran out of gas twice, bent the wheel on the car, hit a curb. Yep, she's empty. I just did a 180 burnout in front of George Washington's nose. Best day at work ever.
Freezing, nothing more than freezing.
All right, we're back in business.
That was majestic.
It was exhilarating.
Presidential. But that wheel's still bent.
Yeah. I know what we're doing tomorrow.
You could probably use 2 front tires, in truth, since you're only going to do that again. Good morning.
Yo.
I'm sick.
You look bad.
I'm pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't mean like homeless. I mean like this is not homeless Dave. You just look unwell.
I feel better than that wheel.
It's concave.
Yeah.
It's got problems. So let's take it off and beat on it.
Okay, I'll get the jack.
Okay. It's like a hula hoop.
That has a lot of whoop-de-doo going on.
Not only did we bend the hoop, we bent the barrel of the wheel. It's concave.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Like at 50, it settled in and stopped vibrating.
Which was surprising, because that is junk.
Yeah. Oh no, now it's gonna be out of balance.
So while we're doing this, we have a local junkyard looking for wheels for us, but this is more adventurous. I'm pretty sure it's fixed.
It's better. It was worth the effort. It's a majestic, beautiful day today.
That's junk. I think we need to wait for the junkyard wheel.
Junkyard wheels?
Yeah.
All right, junkyard wheels.
Let's see what's wrong with this other wheel bearing while those guys are finding the wheel. I want to check one more thing that can't possibly be my fault since I didn't touch this car before yesterday, which is that this wheel bearing seems to be making a hideous noise. And sure enough, that is loose. We had a couple of things going on here. First of all, these wheels take the long shank, and it had short shanks on 2 of them. The other thing is, see how these wheel washers have some cup to them? You actually want to put the concave side towards the wheel and the convex side towards the lug. It actually says wheel side on the washer right there, and 2 of them were on backwards. And these wheels, it's really critical to have the long lugs because you can see they have to stick all the way through this weird, like, center cast aluminum bit and into the other side. And on top of that, look, this wheel is broken right by that lug.
We have bent wheels. Dave's apparently passed out in a vitamin C-induced coma. I figure I'll improve our fuel range and economy right here, right now. I got this, don't worry. It's a one-man job. This holds 14 gallons. That only holds 3. So we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna plumb this. This is actually a boat gas tank. You can find this at really good hardware stores. All we gotta do is figure out a way to get a hose in here, plumb it to our electric fuel pump, and then we will have increased our fuel capacity nearly 5 times. And it fits. Look at that, that just fits right in there. We need a rubber line going from here to there. But you don't want to just put a rubber line inside the fuel and let it dangle in there, because eventually today's modern gasoline will degrade the rubber line and it'll just get soft and rubber chunks will go in your fuel, and next thing you know, you're stuck on the side of the road. So you need a metal line to go down in there, right? Air conditioning hard line. It's 3/8, it's perfect. I'm gonna use a unibit, put a hole in the tank. I'll put a rubber grommet to seal it, and then voila, it even has a high pressure 3/8 rubber hose on it. This might even be long enough to go connecting right to our electric fuel pump. So right now, I'm pumping out the 3-gallon fuel cell into this spare can so that I can disconnect the fuel line from that fuel cell. I've got to convert our fuel pump from AN line to rubber hose, which means I've got to get that fitting in the fuel pump. This right here. Gaff tape over that, put the fuel in there. We are good to go.
What'd I miss?
How you doing, Sleeping Beauty?
Sick.
Oh, wow. We have a fuel system. So we'll put some gas in it, wedge the toolbox behind it, front tires on the road.
Nice. I should sleep through all the work more often.
It's ready. Well, although not nearly as cool as our weld wheels, these Junkyard 4-luggers are gonna get us down the road. To where? I have no idea. Right before we leave, let's autograph the wheel and leave it here and put it on the internet.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We got new rubber, we got new gas.
I got a nap. Make sure it runs and I'll slam it.
Will it roast them?
So is your pickup not?
Well, it's a giant gas tank. The pickup's at the bottom of it, but we have 2 gallons spread across an uneven sitting on a hill.
Probably needs more.
Yeah.
Okay. So pour more in.
If we had more.
I thought they have a whole gas can full.
That's what I dumped in that one.
Oh.
We're out.
Pretty sure it's not picking up fuel out of the tank. We need more gas. Okay, it's 9 degrees out now. This thing is cranking and cranking and cranking and not starting. So we're going to the ether.
Whoa. Hey.
It's cranking and he's got the key out.
Disconnect the battery.
Pop the hood.
Ah. That's not good.
It's locked up.
Whew.
I hit that and it stopped. It's cold.
That's not good.
No. That was funny.
Okay.
Did you see what just happened there? We went and started it and it died, but the engine was still cranking. I opened the hood and just hit the starter relay with my fist right here, and it stopped. It's like the relay froze shut. Squirt it. There's no fuel in the balls. No accelerator pump. Zamajama boat tank is not working.
I understand this should work. I'm wondering if it didn't suck up the piece of plastic I drilled.
So if they got picked up, they could have jammed the fuel pump. Nope.
Yeah, it's not changing pitch or anything. Get a water bottle filled with gas.
And prime it.
Yeah. It's not even trying, dude.
Pump is not doing jack. It must have plastic in it.
Yeah. Okay. I guess shut it off. Take the pump out.
I think what we're gonna have to do is pull that pump out of there and see what's wrong, because we've tested every which way and the electric fuel pump just is not pulling fuel. We're entering hour 8 in the hotel parking lot. First, it was the wheel that was mangled that we could not straighten out. Then it was the hunt at local junkyards to find new wheels that would go on there. Then there was tightening a wheel bearing. That was no big deal. And now what's going on is that the new fuel system that Mike also fabricated while we were here has failed. The fuel pump is not pumping fuel. Our operating theory is that the plastic that he drilled into the gas tank got sucked up and is in the fuel pump and is keeping it from flowing. We're probably gonna get another one. We got the fuel pump out. There's no plastic in here. This is fine. It is a gear rotor pump.
There's a screen right here.
Is there?
Yeah.
I've never seen a screen on one of those. That's perfectly wide open.
Better question is, why didn't Cotton put a fuel filter back here?
Yeah, let's blame him.
I wired the relay. That works. Let's call him. Maybe there's a hidden fuel filter we haven't found.
And it's clogged.
And it's clogged.
I don't get
T-Bizzle, think back to where you were plumbing the fuel system.
Yep.
Where's the fuel filter?
Fuel filter was in the back of the in the trunk.
We agree.
Right, yeah, it should have been. Do you remember actually installing one, is the question.
Yeah, it was in there. And there's a little blue filter inline right between the tank and the pump.
There's our man's filter right there.
Yeah. We don't have a fitting to make that work, though.
You are blameless, young man.
Yeah, good game. Way to hustle.
Yeah.
I gotta go now. Don't rub it in. Love you. Bye. Well, I can't be sure, but I think having the fuel filter on the inlet side of that pump is pretty much what killed it. So we just went and got another Holley fuel pump. We're gonna put a new fuel filter on the outlet side of it.
If you have a filter that has too much restriction on the inlet side of an electric fuel pump, it makes the pump work too hard. It has to like suck really hard, and it often fails them. So that probably maybe what happened. We're not sure. All we're doing is replacing parts.
We're gonna hook it in there, wire it up, and then we should be, in theory, good to go. New fuel pump is in, put our boat tank back in there, and pretty much, I think it's fixed. I heard it prime.
Sounds good. And, oh yeah, we got fuel squirter. We are fixed.
Let's go.
Okay, fire it up. And it lives.
I gotta be honest, we're probably staying the night in Rapid City again because we've done like 14 hours in the hotel parking lot, but we gotta go find out if it works.
Car's fixed. We've been in this town 4 days.
We have 2 days to go 600 miles.
We can do that.
You'll notice I cleverly have not told the audience yet where we're going, so that wherever we end up ends up being the win.
We can't lose.
We can't lose. I did promise that we had a project vehicle we haven't seen yet, though. Stay on this 336 miles.
What's our current speed, sir?
Oh, you can do better than this. 56?
This feels safe.
How about like 70?
Oh. We don't have overdrive.
We should. It's an AOD. It's got the circle around the D, which means overdrive.
I wonder if it won't go overdrive because we pulled the cable all the way tight.
Possible. It thinks you're wide open all the time.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
It sounds to me like it's only at like 2,500 RPM, maybe less.
Yeah, I was thinking like 28, 29. Like this seems fairly chirpy right here.
We got to make miles.
The last time we did this sort of thing was in the drag war, and we lost the lower pulley. Remember?
Yes, I do.
If that happens again, it will not be as fun because
it probably won't run quite as well.
It's freezing.
Yeah. Our first fail. Not too bad, but I'm worried that, look how I can shake the whole engine.
Stock rubber mounts are not as good as they used to be.
Wow. I just didn't want these bolts to fall out and go through the blower. The engine I don't care about. I don't want to ruin the blower. I'm pretty sure you have the technology to fix that. I'll be sitting in the car. Man, it's cold.
Okay, that's great.
Man, it's been going pretty good today. We've gone almost 200 miles. This thing's motoring along, no problem so far. We're trying to make it all the way to Fargo, North Dakota tonight. 300 miles from here. And unfortunately, we have very small gas capacity, and we just put 87 octane in this thing for the very first time. I don't think Finnegan knows that, so let's get out of here before he notices. This is not going to be fun. At our last gas stop, it was like in the 30s. And I think it's got to be under the 20s now. The thing is running so bad because of the cold.
Hey, it's snowing.
Yeah, and it's actively snowing.
Cool. I have a bottle of heat. I'll put it in the fuel. Maybe we can turn the scoop around backwards.
Yeah.
We'll be good.
It's going to help. So first thing I'm going to do here is take the scoop off and flip it around, just so we're not ramming as much cold air and ice right down the carburetor.
This is called heat, and it removes moisture out of fuel, prevents rusting, corrosion.
That's a boom. You can see what these guys did. They made a bracket to bolt this directly to the carburetors and eliminate the air cleaners entirely. That's why it's running terrible. The boosters are completely frozen over. The boosters in the carburetor, which is where the air passes through them and it draws the fuel out of them, it's so cold, they're iced over. So the holes in the bottom of it are not atomizing the fuel like they need to. It's just glugging. Some of it's probably not getting into the engine at all, and that's why it's misfiring so terribly. Not everyone does this.
And if it keeps the snow out, then it's a good positive change. All right, you're doing great. I'll be in the car.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Woo! Good day. You're doing great, Freiburger.
Okay, I've got that handled. I think we're out of here. Okay. You know, when you think Fargo, you think this.
Yeah, this is like that movie. Like you're just driving along this desolate, frozen, horrific road.
Yeah. It's running better.
Oh, it runs great.
I fixed the carburetor.
I'm afraid to give it any more throttle, just in case it just stays there.
Yeah.
Unconditionally.
But those boosters were clearly the problem.
Yeah.
We're 180 miles from our final destination in Fargo, and our windshield wipers just stopped working. And there's melty snow on the windshield that's now freezing. Yikes.
Now I can't see.
The semis just screw you. We're gonna have to exit.
Oh, God.
Shift.
Please shift gently.
Shift. There. Whoa.
We're gonna get to a point where this just becomes crazy.
That's right now. I mean, that tells you how loose it is out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know that we're getting to Fargo.
Yep.
When the trans can't shift without the car sliding, that's not good.
Right, it just tells you how slippery it really is.
Yeah, and it's just gonna get worse. So now let's go back.
And dark is gonna be spooky.
Yep.
So what was that last night? About 140 miles worth of fail?
No, it wasn't failure. I'd wager that was the most exciting part of this journey.
Yeah.
The burnouts in front of George Washington.
It was sketchy.
Yeah.
This thing with the locked rear end was slipping everywhere, especially on the shifts. That was crazy.
Yeah, every time the trans shifted, the car would just step out and want to go off the road, and that's not good. I mean, it's 7 degrees this morning, I think.
Yeah.
The road is frozen, so we're gonna build our own heater right now.
And make it happen.
Maybe we'll put chains on later, I don't know, but we're gonna keep going.
Heater?
Yeah, we need heat, because it's freezing in there.
Is the key in here?
I think I left them in there, hoping somebody would steal it.
No one stole this.
Day's not over yet.
No one looked at this car and said, yeah, I'm gonna steal that and joyride it because it's 5 degrees and icy. I went to the gas station and got this awesome Hannibal Lecter mask.
I can't look at you anymore.
Okay, ready? Heat.
Oh, yeah. We need a way to get the extension cord into the car without opening the doors and windows.
I was gonna see. I'm pretty good with this if you are.
Okay. We don't know whether our heater core leaks or not, but it's not plumbed anyway, so we bought a generator. We're gonna strap this to the trunk, fire it up so that we have 110 volt AC power coming out, and then we bought a heater that is the exact same amp draw as this thing allegedly will provide. And then we'll put the heater in the car and try not to set ourselves on fire.
And I think it has a shut-off if it falls over. There you go, hey!
It's working, okay.
Nice.
All right, we strap this down, we run the cord in, put the heater on.
Part of the reason for the heater, by the way, is not just our personal comfort, but it's because as we're driving, the condensation from our breath is freezing to the inside of the windows and we can't see.
And don't worry, it's not gonna obstruct our vision because we don't have a rear view mirror anyway.
Yeah. Why do you get the 30-foot extension cord?
I'm gonna unstick the throttle. Are you ready? Woo!
Can you hand me the plug? Oh, why is this thing at 230 degrees?
I don't know.
How are we overheating? Because the fan is frozen solid?
Is that possible?
Get moving. Yeah, that's possible.
All right.
We are overheating in 5-degree weather. Only roadkill.
Now it's 250. Is our water pump not running? Oh, did the water pump freeze? It's electric.
Yep.
Let's jump out and hit it real quick, because this is not...
Yeah, that's not gonna fly. Okay.
I'll turn the key from the safety and comfort of
I figured you would.
11 degree in here. Well, because you got the hockey mask on.
Yeah.
You're good out there.
The fan is working, so it's gotta be the water pump. The water pump is blazing hot, so I would think if it's frozen, it's melted.
Yeah, it's froze up.
Or is the fuse blown because it was frozen and it barely made it 100 yards out of the hotel, and the thing is overheating at 260 degrees. It blew the fuse on the water pump, probably because the water in the pump was frozen, and so the electric motor stalled and blew the fuse. We put a new fuse in it, but with all the noise and stuff, I can't tell if the pump's running or not, so we're gonna fire it up and see if it cools. It didn't blow the fuse again.
It just dropped like 40 degrees. We're good.
We think you're good. Okay. Plugged in.
Yeah. Oh, he's making warmth, dude.
Oh, man.
It is making warmth. Oh, man.
We're good.
Oh, it's beautiful. All right, we're making it. Let's go.
Sure.
Needs Edsel. I don't want to just... Oh, there we go. Okay, we're shifting.
Man, I can get rid of the Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, dude, the heater is money right now. Yeah. This might be better than factory. Somebody call Ford. They might want to adopt this technology.
I liked our troubleshooting on the water pump. So the water pump froze solid, so when it fired up, it blew the fuse. But then we overheated it to melt the water pump and then replaced the fuse, and we were good to go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're not just parts replacers. We're automotive investigators.
The generator on the trunk's a good look. If that generator survives this, I give it a lot of credit. I give it credit for firing up in 7-degree weather.
I do too.
Oh, there. Third gear.
Third gear. Now we're moving.
Oh, this isn't good. He was cruising the thing on the highway like steady state RPM or steady state throttle, and the thing just started to die. We smelled oil. Hopefully it just ran out of gas. There is nothing.
There's very little.
Where'd it go?
I see oil dripping everywhere from the cross member and...
We have a massive oil leak. He's gonna try and crank it and see if the engine's locked up.
Come on, baby, don't be seized up.
Well, the good news is it runs.
Out of gas.
We did make it to North Dakota. We're like 30 miles from Fargo, and that's officially 0 degrees right now.
I think it's out of gas. I think it just ran off the accelerator pump just now.
Okay,
So
then...
we'll put oil in it,
Yeah.
put gas in it, keep going.
Right.
All right.
And the better news is we think we can keep going.
Do we have oil?
Of course not.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, why are we doing this? Oh, because it's awesome.
I remember. Ah, it's so cold.
We got oil. It's pouring out of the oil pressure sender. It's leaking really badly out of the oil pressure sending unit, like the cold just cracked it in half. But I think we can make it to where we got the oil, where there's a parts store where we can put a pipe plug in it. So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay, we made it to this parts store, and I've got a set of, you know, fake channel locks I'm gonna use to try and get this thing out. Looks like a quarter pipe plug, just broke in half. This part opened up right there, and all the oil's just gushing out of it.
I just so happen to have a quarter pipe plug.
Boom.
Yo.
Tell you what, this is better than having a freeze plug fall out a bunch of times.
Uh-oh.
That was all half of it.
You know what made me feel much better about that? Yeah.
All right, I think we got that repaired.
140 miles to go. Let's do this. Dude, there it is.
We made it.
50 more yards, and technically we're on the property where the next project car is.
There was a time last night when I honestly did not think we were driving this all the way.
Oh, but here we are.
We did it.
Yes. Yes.
He said, pull in and keep going until we get stuck.
Okay, okay.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa.
We made it.
Whoa.
Yeah. We made it all the way in. Check that thing out.
You could touch nose to nose. That's how good we are at this. Oh, this is what winning looks like right here.
Victory is ours. Kill that thing.
No longer necessary.
We No longer need the T-Bird.
Dude, look at it.
Look at the majesty of this thing. Man, so a year and a half ago, we bought this thing sight unseen because it's probably the greatest vehicle that we've ever had as a starting point. You agree?
Technically, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, but you never saw it in person? Never saw video?
I just knew it was a great idea.
Just knew we had to have it.
Yeah.
Not only is it like the full-on Chrysler, I think it's a Newport, but it's got bonus doors. Check this out.
Count them, Dave. 1, 2, 3, 4 handles on each side.
Yeah. You know what? The greatest thing about this vehicle is that it's not a limo. It's an airport car. So it's not designed for, like, you know, the Las Vegas stripper party. It's designed to haul people from an airport to a hotel. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 doors on each side and bench seats in each location.
12. That's how many people you could fit in here comfortably. 16 if you try hard.
Exactly. Oh, look at the mold. Yuck. Look at all of the controls on the dash. What is that?
The front seat has headrests built into it. It reminds me of the bucket seats in some of your cars.
Yeah.
This thing's gangster, man. It needs tinted windows and a big block and a locked rear end.
And a lot of burnouts for distance.
Yes.
I can see the snow from where I'm standing by looking through the carpet of the car. That's a bad sign.
But during the summer, it won't matter. That's like air conditioning.
Yeah. We did it!
Damn right we did it. Let's go start a fire.
I know what you've been thinking. Why would these two idiots be driving a roots-blown Thunderbird across the frozen tundra for no reason whatsoever when they could have been just hanging out doing burnouts in front of Mount Rushmore? Well, this is what it's all about. This is our new project vehicle. This is a 1971 Chrysler Newport, which would be nothing special whatsoever, your standard cruising model C-body, except for it's got like 50% more. Instead of having 2 doors or even 4, it's got 8. And we looked at the wheelbase and we're like, you know what? This thing could probably do burnouts in a dead straight line absolutely forever. And that's our plan for a future episode.
We have another project car. We're not even gonna pick this up today, but just knowing it exists physically and that it's not just a picture I saw on Instagram 2 years ago makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. And right now, I'm gonna go get physically warm and fuzzy inside because it's -4 degrees here. The limo, I'll see you later.
It's not a limo.
It is to me.
Ooh, Rockerville.
Woo! Yeah, buddy.
Let's go. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you, America.
Sweet dreams are made of tears. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.
This time on Roadkill, we're going home.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Here we go with the stay-at-home episode of Roadkill, or in this case, the stay-in-the-garage episode of Roadkill. The quarantine is going on, coronavirus is rampant, and I know I'm actually quarantining really hardcore. And so we weren't able to hit the road and shoot a normal episode of Roadkill. That is gonna come back next time. We did that road trip with the D100. You're gonna see that episode, and then after that, we have another plan for some wrenching episodes in our garages, but hopefully we're back to normal. But this time, we're here in our personal garages, and I was looking here at the backgrounds of our video conferencing, and you can see the difference in our personalities. Mine is a disaster, and it's all about engine parts, and Finnegan's is all neat and tidy, and it's all about fabrication.
Yeah, but you have that great mood lighting that really highlights your facial features, and I can't help but notice the Hemi tunnel ram directly behind your head that you've never said, hey, let's put this on blasphemy.
That's what that is right there. How could that possibly run better than a blower? It won't. All right, so let's roll right into it. This is gonna be our opinion of the top 10 greatest fan favorite Roadkill cars of all time, with some great clips and commentary. And let's roll right into it with number 10, which is the car that's been in the fleet the longest of the ones that are on this list. And it's also been in more Motor Trend episodes than any other car. It is the 1967 Chevy Camaro that we call the Crusher. First on the countdown is the Crusher Camaro. A 1967 model that's been around since 1994 when I bought it for $700 from a guy that was dropping it off at the junkyard to get it crushed. Hence the name, the Crusher Camaro. This car has been in 3 episodes of Roadkill, 4 episodes of Roadkill Garage, 3 of Hot Rod Garage, and it's also been in 2 shows you may not even know about here on Motor Trend, Hot Rod Unlimited and Hot Rod TV. And it was in one of the pre-Roadkill episodes that Finnegan and I did together. As far as Roadkill history goes, the first appearance was in episode 19 when we road tripped it with my Super Bee to the drag strip in Salt Lake City. It had a blown big block in it back then and did some of the best burnouts ever. But the Crusher Camaro has a history of changing its looks all the time. So, in episode 24, we removed the big block and installed a 700 horsepower LS7 in a live video feed from the floor of a trade show. Next, we drove it all the way from Indy to California. And later, Finnegan ran 10:07 in the quarter mile at Sacramento Raceway with that LS7 power plant. After the LS7, Tony and Lucky installed an LS3 and ended up hurting it at the drag strip. And so Steve Dulcich and I removed that LS3 in episodes of Roadkill Garage. Then we built a tunnel ram 400 cubic inch small block that was on fire. We gave it a retro rake and a hood scoop inspired by Pro Stock cars of the early 70s. We took it to the drag strip a couple of times, and after one of only 2 episodes that we fully shot at my house before today, it finally ran 1070 at 122 miles an hour. Yeah! Man, that car is great. Okay, I'm gonna make a very bold statement. Considering that I still own my first car, the Super Bee, I'm gonna say that the Crusher Camaro is my personal favorite car of anything that I own.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought for sure you would go Crusher Impala because you seem to enjoy that way more times of the year, you know?
No, that car is a riot. The thing about the Crusher is that it's really simple, it's been fast, it's worked well with every combination I've thrown at it. I get to change it all the time, and it's just beat up enough that I don't mind doing stuff with it, but it's also fairly presentable. So, no, I love that thing. It's great. So let's go into some favorite clips. What's your best memory of the Crusher Camaro?
The clip I'm about to show you is me spinning it out at a medium pace across a parking lot with KJ Jones in the passenger seat.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, you were thrashing on the Crusher pretty hard there. I think the best thing about it was KJ's terror.
Yeah, wrong tires, wrong surface. If you look close, I ran over dirt in that parking lot, and that's what sent it spinning. But the thing I didn't notice earlier, and it's been years since I've seen that episode, is how many cool cars were in it. I mean, that was a good time.
Okay, let's go into my favorite clip of this car, and it was hard to choose because this thing has had so many different looks, and I know that the fans love the blower on it, but really the greatest moment that is on film with that car to me is in an episode of Roadkill Garage most recently. I think it was episode 49. The key was the wheelies. Not blasphemy level wheelies, but pretty good wheelies. Check it out.
Dude, you're leaning heavily on the slow-mo to make that video look impressive, I gotta say.
Okay, I remember how excited you were the first time Blasphemy got this much air and that junk didn't even go down the track for 2 years, so I don't want to hear it.
This is true, and here's the thing is, while I don't think the wheelie is amazing, because it's not, the car itself is awesome.
I appreciate it. I really like it. My biggest conundrum with the thing is I know that the fans love it with the blown big block in it, but I want to make the small block even faster. I guess what's coming up for that car is potential panel paint 60s style, maybe a stronger small block, and eventually back to the blown big block. All right, so there's a wrap up on the Crusher Camaro. Now let's go into the next Crusher. It's number 9 on the list.
Coming in at number 9 is the Crusher Impala. This 1969 Chevy is one of Freiburger's favorite roadkill project cars of all time, and who can deny the awesomeness of doing block-long burnouts in a giant boat of a car with 700 horsepower under the hood. It gets even better because blasting through that massive steel hood is the heart of the Crusher Camaro, a 489 cubic inch big block Chevy with an 871 supercharger.
Yeah. Oh, look at the motivation.
How's that?
You're gonna go there already. That is so ridiculous.
Freiburger and I created this beast in episode 60 because we wanted to treat our Australian friends Marty and Moog from Mighty Car Mods to the ultimate American car experience. V8 power and a long wheelbase rear-wheel drive application. We've done everything with this Crusher. We've autocrossed it. We've done burnouts for distance. It does donuts for days. Hell, we've even raced it around a rally track and it just keeps on overheating and coming back for more. So here's the thing about this car, Dave. I love the torque. I love the gearing. I love the wheel speeds. I love the 911 style phone call burnouts. I just can't get around the body style, except for those brief moments when it's making tire smoke. I pretty much don't like the car.
Well, one of the things I like about it the most is that you hate it the most. As a matter of fact, we have a clip of you stating out loud, I hate this car.
I hate the Impala. I don't want to drive the Impala. It's a death trap. I don't recall saying that, but it's not untrue.
We rank this list as far as what I believe is a fan favorite. People love it, even though you hate the thing.
For whatever reason, the big body 4-door, it does nothing for me. So the only saving grace on that car is the blower, it is the gears, it is the torque, and it is the ridiculous burnouts.
Well, it is in fact a 2-door, which shows how much you've been paying attention. But let me see if I can actually...
See, it's so big, it looks like a 4-door.
Let me see if I can change your mind right here with 2 fantastic clips of the 2 things this car does the best. We're gonna see sliding action at Dirtfish, which I would argue is almost superior to your action in the General Mayhem. And then we're gonna see what it really does best, is massive burnouts.
Nice! There's no way that's better than General Mayhem at Dirtfish. And I'll argue, if you take the drivetrain out of that car and put it back where it belongs in the Crusher Camaro, that car gets thrown in the gutter.
All right, I'll let the fans decide. Okay, this is what we've been waiting for. I promised you like 100 yards, right?
100 yards?
Think I can live up to it?
Let's go. Holy cow!
So, Mike, as much as you hate the car, you're still obligated to pick a favorite clip. What is it?
I'm gonna remind you of a time in our lives when we hung out with the dudes from Mighty Car Mods, Marty and Moog, and you did something unthinkable.
See? Even you picked it. Some of the greatest moments ever. I had forgotten about the tire coming off the wheel, but I got to use that to say something to the fans, which is that people ask me all the time, oh man, have you put a posi in that thing? Yes, years ago, as I showed you in my clip. Have you put an alternator on it? Yes, years ago. Have you put a better blower on it where the strips aren't worn out? Yes, years ago. The car is all fixed. As a matter of fact, you're going to see it in an upcoming Roadkill Garage where we make it even better than ever. I'll be touching that thing with Dulcich instead of with you from now on.
The engine rules. The car,
I totally get it. Let's let the fans decide whether Finnegan wins on hating the car or I win on loving it. I'm gonna win. All right, now we're gonna move on to pick number 8. And number 8 is the NASCARlo. This is a circle track race car chassis topped with a 71 Chevy Monte Carlo body. We first built the car in episode 46, but we bought the circle track race car years before because it was cheap. It had a strong 350 engine and a clutchless 4-speed and a quick change rear end. But it sat around forever neglected before we finally decided to body swap it. We got a bare Monte Carlo body already stripped from my buddy Hector. The wheelbase of the race car was shorter than the Monte Carlo, so we had to shorten the body, and we couldn't make it look right until Brandon Gologly from Hot Rod suggested leaving the roof full size and just sliding it back on the quarter panels. It looked awesome. We road tripped this car on the highway, which was super sketchy, and we took it to a dirt track a couple of hours away.
Good luck. Yeah, no, I've never done anything even remotely like this before.
Awesome. And let's just say that was the start of a lot more helmet use on Roadkill. The NASCARlo appeared in 2 of our landmark Project Car Shootout episodes, the 50th and the 75th, which was really the 74th because Roadkill. For the 50th episode, we just autocrossed it. The bigger impact was in the 74th, where we returned to the fan-favorite Dirtfish Rally School, where the NASCARlo had the quickest time of all 8 cars that we had there.
159.54, yeah! Nice work.
Most recently, the NASCARlo was on the 5th episode of Faster with Finnegan, where Mike became the 2nd Roadkill host to crash the car.
Sorry about that.
But Dave Newbern, Mike Cotton, and Finnegan fixed it up and made the NASCARlo better than ever.
I like basically the race car part of it, and the body was awesome until we crashed it.
The thing is, you've talked so much about wanting to rebody the thing, and I'm just not down with that, because then it won't be the NASCARlo. It'll forever be the car that used to be the NASCARlo.
Once it got backed into the wall, the back end of the car got crooked. And then once we took it to Dirtfish and blew a tire, and the only tires we could get were too big, we had to hack the quarters. Like, the car's just kind of gone downhill from the doors back. Now that we've done it once, I know how to do it better. So the next time we get a 71 Monte Carlo body and do it, it will be dope. And I really think we should, because the front end of that car now is amazing.
Well, let's look at the actual moment where I destroyed this thing, because my favorite clip of this car is the first time I backed the thing into the wall at the dirt track. It's the only time I've ever put a car into the wall. Here goes.
Well, that was not keeping it off the wall. Okay, for the record, the crash was not my fault. It actually broke a ball joint in the front end. So what's your favorite clip on the NASCAR?
It's eerily similar to yours. On an episode of Faster with Finnegan, some ninja came out of nowhere, this tire, I don't know how, landed in the infield right in my path. It was crazy.
Wasn't your fault.
Let's watch.
Whoa! Oh!
I might have broke the camera on that one.
I crashed a lot of cars last year, including that one.
But for the record, once again, actually your fault. However, I will say that track looked dry, man. You had no water on the clay at all. But I will give you this. The front end does look way better than it ever has.
And doesn't the front end just make you want to fix the back end, the top, the sides, all of it?
Nah.
No.
Not really.
All right, moving on to car number 7. Number 7 on our list is the legendary Vet Cart. This 1985 Chevrolet C4 Corvette represents the very first assignment given to me by Freiburger when we both worked at Hot Rod Magazine. The scheme was an extension of a previous Hot Rod Magazine story, which tested the effects of extreme weight loss on a car at a drag strip. Our worn-out, small block-powered, stick-shift Corvette would go on a similar diet while running laps around a paved oval track. The end result was an ill-handling, man-sized open-air moon buggy that weighed 2,500 pounds. Since that fateful day of destruction at the Speedway, the C4 has morphed into the Vet Cart. We caged it and upgraded the suspension. Then, we replaced the motor. And now it's the Swiss Army knife of hot rods.
It's working!
We love it because it can do anything for cheap. This thing excels on-road and at the drag strip. And the Vet Cart is amazing at burnouts. It works off-road and in the sand. It even handles pretty well on a road course. And you can even drive it on 2 wheels as long as you don't mind landing on your head.
Well, that was pretty good.
This truly is the ultimate driving machine. You just can't send it off any sweet jumps.
Might have got the radiator. Yeah, you got it that time.
I love the Vet Cart. I do. I like it with a roll cage. I like it without a roll cage because it kind of looks like a lunar rover. It's just good, cheap fun. The only thing I don't like about this car is the engine sucks.
I actually think that the Vet Cart is one of my greatest, inspired brain children. It's an actual good idea to take a C4 Corvette, cut the whole ugly part of it off, the whole body of the thing, and roll cage the thing and race it as long as you dial in the suspension. What's your favorite clip of the Vet Cart?
One of my bestest days at work ever was when you allowed me to. In fact, you may have begged. You asked for it. You said, lift the Vet Cart up on 2 wheels, Mike, with that forklift and flip it over with me inside. So I did. Watch this.
This might not work.
You're right. Who knew it was so hard to flip over a Vet Cart?
That's better.
That's better. Should we see if it runs right there?
Yeah, give it a shot. Running.
Wow, this is pretty good. How do I look?
You look like you're about to fall over.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure. There we go. Ah! That hurt.
Holy crap. You all right?
Yeah, but it's spilling gas. Get me over. How about just get a bunch of guys and try and flip it?
This would feel so much better if there weren't gas dripping. Aside from that, I'm pretty good.
Don't worry, it's race gas. It'll evaporate. Coming down.
Oh, that's the part that hurt.
You could see our producer Taylor in that clip and Brandon Galogly from Hot Rod, who actually named Roadkill. I didn't catch whoever else was in there, but yeah, that was a pretty good moment. That was funny.
Good times, and nobody died.
I wanted to show people the glory of the Vet cart, which was the very first time that we took it out and we raced it against the Lingenfelter Corvette. And at the end of the day, we just went out on that skid pad and did endless donuts. I thought that was pretty cool. So let's have a look at that. What's the status of the car now? I don't know after Faster with Finnegan. Is it completely maimed or is it still running?
It's totally fine. There's a hole in the oil pan and the entire front suspension is wadded up on it. That's all.
Oh, okay. So we're pretty good. I would bring the thing back. How about you?
Totally. There's so much potential with that car. And again, we still haven't spent a bunch of money on it. Like the rear suspension mods, those were $300 shocks off of a UTV. There's no money in that thing. We should keep fixing it.
Okay, next up, number 6 in the greatest roadkill cars. Number 6 is the Jaguar. A 1974 Jaguar XJ12 loaded with a small block Chevy and topped with a supercharger. It first appeared in episode 7, where we bought the car for $1,000 and it already had a Chevy 350 in it. All we did was slap on a Wyand blower in the parking lot of Gatelli's Speed Shop in South San Francisco. The Jaguar is born. This is where Finnegan famously said,
"That's tea and crumpets covered in Jack Daniels right there."
The blown Jaguar became immediately famous for overheating. And of course, we cooled it down by going through drive-through car washes.
Oh, okay, windows leak. Oh, that totally worked. It barely wanted to start because it was so hot. And when I left the car wash, needle was back in the middle of the gauge, fired right up.
In the end, I watered the entire track at Sacramento Raceway. The Jaguar also became the first car on Roadkill to have the hood taken off for cooling. Get some, yeah! The first major overhaul was on the very first Hot Rod garage, where we installed another blown crate motor that made 640 horsepower and ran 1251 at the drag strip with the suspension breaking off.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh God, that's scary.
But we fixed that so that Randy Popes could road race the car in episode 41.
I can't see to the right, people! The last corner! Please God, let it end!
Next, the Jaguar was in the Roadkill Takes America cross-country trip and ran 12-12 at 108 miles an hour at Tulsa, even though Finnegan said the transmission was slipping. But you watch. This is going to be the quickest the car has ever run. The Jaguar is one of our best burnout cars, and it won the distance contest in episode 50. We also joined Hot Rod Magazine's challenge for the world's largest collection of cars doing burnouts at the same time. And the Jaguar caught on fire, but just a little bit. It's also our very first self-driving car, as proven by Steve Dulcich. After all of that, we had never fixed the transmission, so we stabbed in a new GearStar unit after Roadkill nights and had a hilarious road trip where the 383 engine gave up on us because of rust in the cylinders from bad storage.
How come we can never get it right? It's like we had a great engine and a slipping transmission. Now we have a great GearStar and a wrecked motor.
Even so, it raced exhibition at an NHRA national event in Minnesota. It went 1267 with the blower belt falling off, and we let Leah Pruitt beat us in the other lane in a brand new Hellcat.
Oh, right, he made it down the track.
I just went down a drag strip at an NHRA national event.
That was amazing!
Now it needed a new engine again.
which we installed in the parking lot of Summit Racing in Nevada, just like we'd done with Mike's El Camino years earlier. And when we were done, we didn't give it 10 feet of break-in before we did more amazing burnouts. On the road trip, we had a bunch of problems with the blower drive falling apart, and we fixed it in the middle of nowhere. Wow.
We can put it back together.
We can put it back together.
But it's not gonna last.
No. There was also more drag racing, this time at Firebird in Idaho, and it went 12:52.
Go, baby!
12:52 and 108 miles an hour again. Still slower than that 12:12 run in Tulsa years earlier. The Jaguar just refuses to improve. It's as good as it gets. The thing to me about the Jaguar is it's like our sleeper hero car. I like it. It does great burnouts. It runs and drives like anywhere you want. It's comfortable. But the thing about it is we stupidly just ruin engines in it for absolutely no reason. And no matter how much we work on the thing, it never gets better, ever.
Yeah, but we ruin engines and everything. That's not the Jaguar's fault. That car is just a symbol of just awesomeness, you know, and excess, and it's a ridiculous motor sticking out of a car that it doesn't belong in, and it does ridiculous burnouts, and I have a love for it that will not die.
It does other things as well. Let's go into my favorite clip of this car, which actually has nothing to do with drag racing. It's Motor Trend's hero driver, Randy Pope's taking the thing around, I think it was Horse Thief Mile at Willow Springs International Raceway. This is pretty good.
It's a combination of respect for the power that's been magically inserted into this old car, and a combination of fear for my life. Oh, yeah! I like that part.
Right about now, Randy's rethinking all of his life choices leading up to this very moment.
There it is. See the aluminum come off the wheel?
Yeah, it was machining itself. It was self-clearancing.
Whoa, brake pedal soft! Wow! That's something. Thank you, Roadkill. Never again.
So there you go. That was like some different kind of roadkill action. That was my best moment with the thing. I just thought it was cool that we got him to drive it. How about you?
Yeah, that was great, but I'm gonna one-up you right here with a burnout clip that ultimately stopped us from leaving when we really wanted to leave a place.
Yeah, so this is at Summit Racing after we installed the second Blueprint 383 in this thing after we ruined the first one.
I forgot how fun this is.
Yeah, we had to do this because remember, they repaved the parking lot after we did the engine swap in the El Camino, and you used to be able to see that mark we left from space, and you couldn't anymore, so we had to fix that.
Look at the marks this does, dude.
Wow. Oh, you cannot see it from satellite view. I was hoping that was a thing, but we'll have to become legends for other reasons. So, you know what? The last time I saw the Jaguar was the recent Roadkill zip tie drags, and you had told me that you had overheated the thing to death on Faster with Finnegan, but I think it ran okay. I think it's not hurt.
We overheated it bad. Like, the starter was falling out of the car, and one of the bolts in the block, I think, was stripped. And so we had to leave the Jaguar running for about 3 hours straight, idling.
You left it running for 3 hours? It must have been at like 320 degrees.
No, remember how big that radiator is? It doesn't overheat just sitting there. It still runs 12s, man. She good.
That's it. We are halfway through the countdown, so let's take a break now and talk about a couple of project cars that people ask me about on social all the time. Number one is probably the Maserati pickup, one of Finnegan's favorites.
Can we have a moment of silence? Okay, there.
Okay, that was good.
So Maserati, still stolen. It hasn't found itself, although because of that and social media, Any Mazda RPU pickup on the planet is in my inbox. I loved the Maserati. I don't want to build another one because the honest to God truth is that truck sucked. I just like the idea of the Maserati. I don't want to build another one. I don't want another 455 volts and Bassett boat headers. It sucked. It didn't do anything good.
So then there's Pigpen, which is probably the vehicle that I have been most wrong about in my entire Roadkill career, because we rescued that thing out of a junkyard where it had been sitting forever. We actually made it run and drive. We got it down the highway. The exhaust was pinched shut. We didn't know it. The engine was like destroying itself, and we abandoned the thing. So we got rid of it. And next thing you know, like 6 years later, people still ask me about it all the time. So the deal is we sold it to the guy who was our director, who's now our showrunner, Dustin Gould, and he's working on it with his father-in-law, and their plan is to completely re-chassis the thing. I had advised a complete roadster shop chassis, and remember we had that LS motor that was in the red van, and then it came out of the van and it went into the dirt everyday motorhome that they flopped onto its side? Well, that same engine is like now free out of the motorhome, and I suggested that we put that in the Pigpen. So I don't know what you will and won't see on Roadkill, but you can follow social media and get updates on Pigpen someday, ultimately coming back together in its radically more expensive version than you ever anticipated. But now we're going to go into the 5th spot on our list of the greatest Roadkill cars of all time.
Cracking number 5 on our list is the General Mayhem, the first edition. Fact, the 1968 Dodge Charger has the best taillight design of any 60s era muscle car. And when you combine those lights with the Coke bottle shape of the body, you get a car that looks amazing no matter how you restyle it. General Mayhem 1.0 makes this list for many reasons, and the original buildup is what helped it achieve legendary status. We bought a really crappy Walter White motorhome, and after having fun bombing around the neighborhood in it, we proceeded to gut the front half of the RV to score its low-mileage 440 engine and 727 trans. We spent a lot of nights and weekends crafting the perfect dirt bomber Dodge, and when we finished, we had the time of our lives in the desert and at Dirtfish Rally School. Eventually, the car once again went under the knife at Diversified Creations, where it was turned into a full-blown drag car, with big and little tires, a Dodge Hellcat drivetrain swap, and a roll cage. This thing's insane. Obviously, 1968 Dodge Charger, there isn't a planet on which this car is not cool. Best taillights ever, Coke bottle shape, it's awesome. And when you combine that with motorhome parts and steel wheels and part store tires and you go off-road, it's legendary. However, when you change a couple of those key ingredients, it's not as cool. It's still cool, but it's not as cool. I like what happened later on with the Hellcat drivetrain swap. That's cool. But I'm not into the stance now. It's kind of changed the nature of the car. It's not as cool as it used to be. And it's expensive. It's a expensive car now, so when you smash it, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, all of that is not to say we haven't had a great time with it with the Hellcat Power. I mean, we've drag raced it a bunch. We've done amazing burnouts with it. But it is important to note that when I added Mayhem to this top 10 list, I did specify the version number 1. When it had the 440 in it, when it was completely raw, to me, that was the ultimate. What we initially did off-roading the thing was the key. And my favorite clip on that car is, in fact, the very last scene of the very last episode, my favorite episode of Roadkill, when we built the General Mayhem and we took the thing on dirt right here.
Oh, shit, swing!
Yeah. Man, this is making me sad. This is just the greatest. Look at that thing.
Dude, it's a rad car. Off into the sunset.
That's the shot right there that made me pick this clip. Our longest build of all time.
Is it?
Oh yeah, remember how we would like start working on the thing and then stop and then have to do Hot Rod Magazine, and it literally took 6 months. We took it to Rob Canan's driveway and put
ATF all over the thing and then left it at his house for 4 months. It took forever to build that car. But meanwhile, happier memories. What's your favorite clip of the General Mayhem?
Dirtfish.
Well, wait a minute. We took it to Dirtfish twice. Once with the 440 in the Subaru episode, and a second time in episode 74 for the Project Car Shootout.
Yeah, but the second time it had already been lowered and had the drag suspension, and it just wasn't the same car. Like, it also had 700 horsepower, which was virtually uncontrollable the second time there. No, I still maintain the most fun you can have is with a low-powered rear-wheel drive muscle car and put it on gravel. It's amazing.
Yep. Let's check it out. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, this track is so cool.
Whoa! Oh, yeah! Yeah! This might have been our greatest single day ever. Dude, this is good!
Being stuck in gear with second gear was great because you'd lift off the throttle to go into a corner and it immediately dragged the back tires and made the back end slide around corners.
No one does this with 68 Chargers anymore. Oh!
It looks and sounds like we're the Duke boys. This corner was amazing.
Oh, man. That was the pinnacle right there. Can't deny it.
That's as good as it gets. We want to move on to number 4, though?
I don't. I want to watch that 3 or 4 more times. What is the deal with that car right now? I think it's in perfect running and driving condition. You didn't, like, ruin it on some show I don't know about, did you?
No, I wouldn't do that. To that car. All the other ones, yeah, I'm trashing all of them. Yeah. I drove it last, I think. It's got a little scuff on the front bumper from a wall that somebody just threw out in the middle of a road.
That was some crazy burnout action with the General Mayhem. Finnegan actually just barely kissed the wall.
There you go, Finnegan. Oh, he hit the wall. So Mike Finnegan, basically in the same spot that Rawlings crunched the wall last year.
Man, thanks for bringing up the whole crashing into the wall thing. I'd nearly forgotten about it. That would be a horrible failure of mine if I didn't remember that one till the end of time. Oh, Finnegan hit the wall in General Mayhem. But yeah, let's hit it. Number 4 on the list. Landing at number 4 is the muscle truck. A 1974 Chevy C10 that I built way back before Roadkill. I got it for $1,500 with a completely restored frame and then ruined it with a bad C-notch job, airbags, my first LS swap with an all-aluminum LS6, Turbo 400, Gear Vendor's overdrive, and a 9-inch from a junk Ford truck. The muscle truck's first Roadkill episode was 18, where we rode mini bikes and raced it at an 8th-mile drag strip, but the only thing people remember from that episode is me crashing the mini bike.
This one look good? Oh!
I guess that episode also has Finnegan's famous comment on the truck's killer exhaust note.
Allow me to play for you the music of my people.
In episode 28, I lived a long-held dream of taking off the step-side fenders. She's free. Hacking the front, adding Super Swamper boggers, and going out for some sand dune blasting. The sand was epic, but the next deal proved even more memorable. In episode 36, we towed a boat to a lake, removed the truck's engine, installed it in the boat, went boating for half an hour, and then put the engine back into the truck, towed it home, and executed the ultimate trailer burnout. It also inspired our Mopar muscle truck.
What are you doing here? Beating you.
And the Ford muscle truck. And of course, we wrapped the whole thing up with some more killer smoke shows from the one that's now known as the OG MT. Yep, the muscle truck,
lives. I love the muscle truck. I actually think it's our best vehicle in terms of driving anywhere, anytime, cruising it on the highway, being pretty fast at the drag strip, taking it on the sand dunes, and doing epic burnouts. The truck does it all. I love the sound. I love the shifter. I love barking tires in the thing. There's almost nothing bad about it.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It reminds me of the vet cart, but it's better. Like, you can go anywhere, do anything. It's not all that expensive, and it's really good at burnouts.
I mean, it's had a lot of staying power, and honestly, I think it's a truck that's influenced a lot of people to get into the C10 marketplace. It looks so fun to have that thing.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You can't go wrong with a square body.
When I was rewatching these things, I was laughing out loud at this clip of you hacking the fenders on the thing so that we could put big tires on it for the sand.
By here, Freiburger will be in tears. And by here, he'll be throwing tools. And then it's...
Too late now.
You were so bummed out.
Yeah, he's just gonna make a flange and Zeus it right back on. It'll be mint.
The sheer and utter disappointment.
I think we just took about 2,500 bucks off the value of it.
No wonder people watch this stupid show. That was awesome. That scene was hilarious and worth it, as I think we will see in your clip.
The come up from that right there is the hours of fun we had roosting the dunes in that truck. Watch this.
If you both get stuck, you have to get out and run to the top of the hill, okay?
What? So everybody, you're looking at Fred Williams from Dirt Every Day in the Baja Bug, and me about to destroy him in the muscle truck.
Oh, you're really close. Go muscle truck.
First, second, third, neutral.
Oh, teaching Fred to drive the thing. I remember he was completely flummoxed by the shifter.
As soon as he figures it out, that thing takes off.
Fred's not scared, though. He's getting after it.
Oh, here comes the jump. This was better in my memory than in reality, but check it out. Now watch the truck. That day at Glamis, if you remember, was actually proof of concept. We blasted that thing around, had some great action, and that's when I knew that the Super Swamper boggers actually were gonna work in sand to keep this truck moving. That was a riot.
So where is the truck now? Does it even run?
I have no idea where it is. It went to Saudi Arabia for a car show, and I haven't seen it since.
I love it.
So that's the greatest muscle truck ever. I don't know how we can improve from there, but we're gonna try as we move on to car number 3.
Number 3 on the list is my beloved Rotson. We originally picked up the 1971 Datsun 240Z from the same guys who sold us the Jaguar, Matt Ringer and Darren Moylan. Remarkably, we are still friends with them, even though the car is broken down on us 97 times.
This car, cursed.
It first let us down in episode 25 when the battery melted onto the header.
That's not safe. Come on, baby, stay together.
Next, we added a Junkyard turbo to the 4.3-liter Chevy V6 and then broke a rear axle at the chassis dyno. We welded the axle back together, but then the car failed us at the autocross anyway. Our love for the Rotson has not diminished even after it overheated at the racetrack. We didn't kick it to the curb when the flywheel nearly fell off. The noise was coming from the flywheel falling off the back of the motor because somebody installed the bolts with zero Loctite.
Attaboy.
Rotson on track.
You have just reached the milestone of 24 seconds of Le Mans. Congratulations.
We even stayed up all night to repair a broken transmission at the 24 Hours of Lemons.
It didn't want to go into third, then it didn't want to go into fourth. You can move the shifter, but that thing's stuck in 5th gear.
No matter what it's done to us, we haven't given up on the car, but we did give up on that crappy 4.3-liter V6.
Okay, let her down.
Most recently, the Rotson gained a 5-liter Ford V8 in the name of reliability. It worked.
Yeah!
But then it started breaking axles again.
But the problem with this car is because it has an independent rear suspension and weak axles, I can't hole shot this thing with a lot of horsepower. Otherwise, if the tires grip, it's just gonna destroy the stub axles on this thing.
We fixed the axles, but then the car failed us anyway when it overheated and stranded us in Las Vegas. We are now actually overheating. That's 236 degrees and climbing. There's a lot of holes in this car that coolant could go through when this thing finally pops. Still the best day at work ever. I love the Rotson. It's the only car we have that is on a permanent weight loss program thanks to the rust. We're always breaking it, but it's punctuated by small moments of big speed. And for that, I have an endless affection for this thing. I hope it never goes away.
I don't hate the Rotson as much as you hate the Impala. It has its moments. It has its shining moments for sure. But I don't know why. It's just, I'm sick of working on it and having it not be that good. And it is such a pile of garbage. My favorite clip of this thing is like the shining moment of me driving it, which was when we did the Subaru episode and we blasted this thing around that old abandoned neighborhood. And that was a good time. Let's check that out.
3, 2, 1.
Wow, this thing's fast! See the hatch flying open? Oh, that's before we cut the hood for the 302. The hater pipe! The hater pipe was good, I gotta give you that.
The fence shot is money.
That was the shining moment for the Rotson in my eyes. It's gotten faster since then. It has not gotten better since then.
So my moment is less action, but it punctuates what this car really is it brings people together so they can have a group experience in failure and then just have a little bit of moment of goodness, you know, in there.
Kumbaya. Yeah, kumbaya.
Yeah. Watch this.
Go, go, go. Do it. Hit it.
We didn't know the crankshaft was broken in half. But we tried really hard to get it started. Lucas is the guy that built the roll cage. He hasn't turned a single lap, but he's suited up in 100-degree heat right now, hoping to drive the car.
Come on.
No!
Do it.
The engine seized.
This is the genesis of Tony Breaks Everything, because he was driving when the crankshaft broke in half.
You're right. Let's do it in first.
So we've been up all night fixing the transmission. We kept moving our goal from like do the whole thing to do 24 hours, do 24 minutes, let's just do 24 laps. And this is the moment where we think we've totally failed every goal.
Well, that's because we just totally gave up right here.
But then Jeff comes up with his iPhone, and he's been looking at live timing right from the track.
What am I looking at? 24 laps. Oh, you're me.
What?
We did 24 laps already.
We did 24 laps?
24 laps already.
Yeah! 24 laps of lemons. Man, that is the key. You know how these days they say, oh, find your own truth? I say, find your own victory, which we just did. What's even the status of that car? Last I remember, we had overheated it to the moon and left it at the side of the road in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it probably needs head gaskets and, you know, a little bit of loving. Another 10 or 20 grand, she's good to go again.
Now, before we go to the very top of the list, into the top 2, I kind of want to go through some of the vehicles that, like, you and I both initially put on our top 10 list, but that didn't make the cut, but that are still pretty great. And I know one of them we both had was the Death Metal Charger.
I love that car. How do you not have fun with a car that a farmer built in the late 60s to go NASCAR racing, and then it gets shoved in a barn for 50 years, and we resurrect it and road trip it? I mean, I love that car. It's the closest I'll get to having a General Mayhem, I think.
The ones that were on my list, which I don't blame you for them not being on yours because they're kind of personal favorites, the Vanishing Paint Challenger, the Crop Duster. The Rampage was on there. I even had Macho Grande, our 73 GMC Suburban that we used to tow Blasphemy up to Oregon, which actually reminds me, what is the worst car that we have intentionally built? I know mine, and I think you're gonna agree.
The most belligerent display of our poor engineering skills is probably the Colorado.
The worst.
It's a lot of fab work. It does not work at all. It sucks.
So it's unanimous. The most steaming turd in the history of roadkill is the Colorado pickup truck with the CAD 500 in the back. And now we're moving up to the good stuff. Number 2. Dropping into a solid number 2 is Stubby Bob. Our 1950 Ford F6 dump truck with a supercharged Chevy 454 out back. It started out as a surprise. Finnegan bought the truck for an episode at his place, and I had no idea what it was gonna be. But I dug it, and we agreed to shorten the chassis for a cool look. It still had the stock drivetrain in it with a flathead Ford V8 and a non-synchro 4-speed that Finnegan couldn't drive to save his life. Oh! In the first episode, we failed to actually finish the thing, so Bob's first appearance as a finished runner was in episode 50, our Project Car Shootout. Please don't blow up the flathead.
No promises.
It was fun, but uneventful on the autocross. However, it did throw gas everywhere.
Oh, I smell gas. It handles all right.
I saw that. I was kind of
really
surprised. The big deal came in episode 52. We planned to install a blown big block, but it wouldn't fit under the hood, and I had the idea to put it out back. And we are gonna put this thing right here and pray for wheelies. Once we had mounted a blown 454, the Gearstar 4L80 transmission, a V-drive stolen from a friend's van, and those zoomy headers, we knew we had created greatness. Check that out.
Oh my God.
See? It's actually...
I feel like when we put the Hemi in the 55, this is that good.
That's the angle the truck would be. Imagine this is the ground and that's the truck. That's not vertical. That's totally doable, right? At first, we just did some small wheelies for a little distance. But then came Roadkill's greatest moment, when I got out and Finnegan stood that thing up straight onto the rear bumper. We had a wheelie machine. And then came episode 72. One of the most grueling episodes ever, when Mike and Tony Angelo did a bunch of work to the suspension, added a roll bar and even wheelie bars. One of the most heroic parts of the episode to me was when Tony and Mike drove it on the highway all the way north to Eagle Field in California, especially when they had to stop and fix the timing chain at the side of the road. And then the wheelie attempts began. Oh, no. And ended.
Oh my God.
At this point, you cannot believe the level of fail.
Come on! What the?
Followed by victory.
We will do wheelies. We will do wheelies.
Followed by devastation.
You gotta be kidding me.
Followed by win. It's pure classic roadkill. It's that stick-to-itiveness, it's that never say die that absolutely defines who we are and what we do. That moment when we made it wheelie for the very first time, I watched it the other day and it still just gives me chills that we pulled it off.
That's one of the few things we've ever engineered and it delivered. And I didn't think it had a hope of ever delivering a wheelie like that. I really didn't.
I knew it would wheelie. I didn't think it would do what it absolutely did. And so let's just go straight into my clip. I had to pick it. Actually, I'll give that back. You've got the greatest clip ever. Mine's the second greatest clip ever, which is the first time that we did it. In the first episode with Stubby Bob doing the wheelie. Here goes. Yeah!
That is incredible.
For us, this was like putting a man on the moon, dude.
It was.
Yes! Yes!
That's my first ever legit wheelie in my entire life. And when it happened, I wasn't expecting it. And when the trailer hitch hits the ground, it actually threw me forward and my foot came off the gas pedal. And it was like falling out of a 2-story building.
That is just one of the greatest moments of all time in anybody's life. I don't care who you are.
Dude, you dragged that hitch so far! Wow! That was amazing.
As we remember all these fantastic moments, actually, you know, going through a show like this, I remember why our life is so great. All of this stuff that we've seen over these past 9 cars, we've got it really, really good.
I'm also reminded why I'm sore every morning when I wake up. Stuff like that right there. And this tops that. Wait till you see this next clip of wheeling.
4 wheels up.
Look at that.
All 4 in the back. And it breaks.
It tacoed the front end, dude.
Oh my God! I don't want to say it, but apparently, once again, Tony breaks everything.
There's a brand new axle we put in there and it just tacoed it.
Yeah, shocker. You put a light-duty thing that wouldn't hold up a Model A. What did you think was gonna happen?
What did you do?
I don't think it liked the 2-3 shift. We did some kick-ass wheelies.
Dude, we did.
Oh my God.
We did.
So that right there is clearly one of the top 5 greatest Roadkill episodes of all time. I'm not in it, I can still say that. The struggle from you guys actually driving it on the highway up there and then breaking it like what? You broke a yoke, then you broke the drive shaft, and you just kept fighting. You didn't care how much you were killing the crew at all, and you ended up having just glorious wheel stands. I gotta hand you and Tony all the credit for that. It was amazing. However, now that I've praised you, I gotta say, seriously, that front axle was a stupid decision. There's no way it was ever gonna survive, and you ruined the look of the truck with those stupid front wheels.
I mean, I agree with you about the wheels. The wheels were all wrong. The axle, I don't know, that was what we could get our hands on, and it was fine until Tony drove it, so.
Yeah, let's blame him. You know what? It's sitting in our warehouse, our new warehouse with like a roof and everything, so engines don't get destroyed anymore. That's where it is.
Oh, all right, well, that's good.
I think if that thing ever comes back, we're both committed to a long travel front end, and the whole goal would have to be figuring out how to make it do wheelies over and over and over and land and not kill you and actually survive with the truck itself.
That'd be cool.
That's probably something that we should do, is actually fix Stubby Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I built you up, heaping you with praise for that amazing episode. I brought you down by bashing the axle and the wheel, and now I'm gonna serve up the ego once again as we move on to car number 1.
The top of the heap, our favorite car on this list is Blasphemy. This blown 528 cubic inch Hemi-powered 55 Chevy Bel Air began life as a beat-up, rusty shell that we bought out of a backyard for $2,300 bucks. Ultimately, we turned this Hulk into a stick-shift, straight-axle, 8-second street car.
Woo! We literally can't go any faster in our class, in our car. Hell yeah, that's amazing.
We've wrenched on this car more than any other in the Roadkill fleet and had more success than all of the other Roadkill cars combined.
That's a good start. 875 at 159 miles an hour.
Turning the car into a gasser, similar to the 2-lane blacktop movie car, was a dream of mine. And it's been a roller coaster ride ever since the day we hauled the bare shell up to Jim Meyer Racing in Oregon and set it onto his tube chassis. The year-long build culminated in a cross-country road trip to Hot Rod Power Tour, and since then, I've continued to refine the combo of parts. Blasphemy has rewarded us with race wins. We beat a Hellcat at Roadkill Takes America. we beat the Hoonigans in an NHRA grudge match for beards. We ran the quickest pass ever in any Roadkill car during Hot Rod Drag Week when we went 8:52 in the quarter and won the A-Gas class. As great as Blasphemy has become, it's still definitely a Roadkill car because more often than not, it won't leave the starting line due to the broken gas gauge and not enough fuel in the tank.
Okay, Mike, first of all, cheers.
Cheers.
Congratulations on so many roadkills, and of course, for having what I honestly believe is the single best roadkill vehicle ever. So sit back, have a beer, and be heaped with praise while I actually explain why I think this is legitimately the greatest. There you go. So basically, you've done with that car what I never would have, which is the thing of sticking with it year after year. I've always said that nobody can ever have a successful drag racing car by just slamming it together and hitting the track with it. It's always a process, and you've done nothing but make that car better and better and better over the years. And if you look at the first episode with Blasphemy, your goal was 10s. And you showed up at Drag Week, one of the most brutal events anywhere, where you have to drive 1,000 miles, 5 tracks in 5 days, winning your class, running 8:52, and doing it with all the suffering. There is no better complete package or no more awesome car anywhere in the roadkill landscape. So once again, cheers to you. I love the Blasphemy, and I know the whole audience does as well.
Man, thank you. Man.
The point on the pin is when you and Tony won Drag Week with it, and at the end of that episode, when you were realizing it and celebrating it, I picked that as my greatest moment with Blasphemy.
Dude, so did I. So did I.
Done, we got no first gear. You want me first? That's first. All right, I got this. It's off. All right. All right. We'll fix it. We'll fix it.
Yep. Very clearly, first gear has exploded and is sitting in the case.
Tony already knew what the inside of that trans looked like. So he was like, we got this. We're gonna do this, this, and this, and it'll be fine. And I was like, okay, so we're doing this, this, and this, and dude, it worked. It absolutely worked, you know?
There we go. Now it's in.
All right, hold on. It's gonna take 2 of us. I gotta get the bearing lined up. And this is gonna be difficult because I can't see on the wrong side.
The moment that Tony bench pressed the transmission, I don't think I would have been that guy. I could have gone through everything else, but at that moment, I probably would have been out. And Tony made that happen, so cheers to Tony as well.
You're almost there. Back down a little bit. That's it.
Here, animal, dude. I hear an animal.
We don't sell this car at auction. We're gonna lose this shove.
It's the only Roadkill episode I've watched more than once. My kids love that episode. It will sit there and say, I want to watch the Blasphemy race. And we've watched it dozens of times, man. And I love hearing you announce, you know, not just Blasphemy, but that whole thing. It was cool for me. It really was.
Finnegan just locked it up. He is your winner for A-Gas at the 15th annual Hot Rod Magazine Drag Week. Tony Angelo on the starting line, losing his mind.
Woo! Holy crap! That was a wheelie! Oh my God!
Yeah, that was insane. Are you kidding? Oh my God, I love you right now.
Yeah! Did you see that wheelie?
It was nuts.
Oh my God!
What a man.
Oh my God, did you see that wheelie?
Oh my God. Car went like this. It was wild.
We won Drag Week! Woo! Woo!
So, once again, there you go. Fantastic moment.
Yeah, cheers.
One of the greatest things ever. That's the end of the first stay-at-home episode of Roadkill. Hopefully, we're out of the pandemic and we're making regular episodes again. You want to follow us on social media? It is at Roadkill Show on both Facebook and Instagram. And on Instagram and Facebook, I am at David Freiburger. He is at Finnegan999. So that's it. Cheers from the Roadkill stay-at-home crew. Woo. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
You know what is glorious, though, is looking at everything that we have done over the past 9 years. I feel so lucky to be able to do what we do for a living, but especially I want to thank all of the crew members who've worked the cameras, the set, behind the scenes. If you think, there's gotta be, I don't know, 50 people over the years who have worked on this show, and I appreciate the life that every single one of them has put into everything that you just watched right now. And of course, I have to thank the fans also, because we assemble this junk, but the people who make the cars actually popular and make them live forever are the fans.
This was amazing. Thanks for watching, Roadkill.